Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Pirates, the traveler check-in system, refusing the invitation of the redhead at start. Chapter 41. As if sensing that someone was looking at him, the people outside the weapon shop suddenly stopped and looked into the shop. The eyes of the two met. Silver-white long curly hair, a silver-white beard on his chin, glasses, and a vertical scar over his right eye. That's right, it's Hades Rayleigh. Silbaz Rayleigh, nicknamed Hades, is the former deputy captain of the Roger Pirates, known as the right wrist of One Piece. After the disbandment of the Roger Pirates, didn't he stay in the Chambord Islands as a coding craftsman? Why did it appear in Loguetown now? Before Lin Mo had time to think about it, Rayleigh turned around and entered the weapon shop. After selling a knife, I saw a guest coming, and I was not happy yet. Seeing that Rayleigh was dressed plainly, with a few holes in the white hooded cloak, he looked like a poor man. Selling Yidao's face collapsed again, and he said dissatisfiedly, "What's the situation? Today, the people who just opened are all poor ghosts. Hey, old man, do you have money to spend?" Rayleigh smiled and said, "Can't you just look around if you don't have money?" After finishing speaking, Rayleigh smiled and walked towards Lin Mo. Lin Mo, Rayleigh, this guy, probably came for him. Forget it, ignore him. Lin Mo turned around and continued to rummage in the sword barrel. Found it. Lin Mo pulled out a relatively simple-looking knife with a small piece of white cloth strip on the handle, which was divided into a cross shape, with a handle, from the sword barrel. When he took out the third generation of ghosts, he was still complaining about the price of selling a sword today, but he suddenly became nervous. Even Rayleigh, who had just walked to Lin Mo's side, couldn't help being slightly surprised. This is the third generation goosh. Lin Mo silently pulled Sandai goosh out of the scabbard, and slashed it casually twice. A chilly air entered his body through the hilt of the sword. Obviously nothing happened, but Lin Mo seemed to smell a faint smell of blood. He even felt the knife, as if trying to erode his consciousness. It is indeed a demon sword. It's really interesting. The corner of Lin Mo's mouth hooked slightly, and he put the sword into its sheath. Throw the third generation of ghosts into the sword barrel again. Seeing Lin Mo put the 3 generations of ghosts back, and noticing the wooden sword hanging on Lin Mo's waist, Rayleigh couldn't help laughing. If I'm not mistaken, the sword you just took is the 3rd generation of ghosts. Although it is a demon sword, once you subdue it, it is a good sword. Don't you plan to buy that sword? I have no money, Lin Mo said directly. The 3 bottles of wine he bought at the tavern just now had already used up his savings. Ha ha ha, Rayleigh laughed loudly. It's really a pity, I don't have any money. Otherwise, such a good knife, even if you don't use it yourself, it's good to buy it and store it at home. Boss, Rayleigh looked at Sel Yidao and asked, "How much is the sword in the sword barrel?" Selling a knife secretly swallowed, and said with an ugly face, "Bailey's. But the knife you just saw, I won't sell it." Huh, it's a pity that they don't sell it. Rayleigh pretended to be sorry. "If such a good knife sells for Bailey's, I will definitely buy it when I have money." Lin Mo glanced at him speechlessly. Would a guy who sold himself if he had no money, and gambled and bought wine if he had money, save money to buy a knife that he didn't even use? The result is of course impossible. Lin Mo didn't believe Rayleigh's nonsense. But my Yidao turned pale when he heard Rayleigh's words. This is a demon sword. Many people died tragically after wearing it. Now there is no swordsman in the world who uses it. Even if someone who doesn't know uses it, he will disappear from the world. It's like being cursed. In short, even if you have money, I won't sell it. If you die, wouldn't it be that I indirectly killed you? Oh, if that's the case, then why do you still sell the 3rd generation of ghosts in the sword barrel? Rayleigh asked curiously. My Yidao grabbed his hair and said, "This cursed knife, I want to get rid of it quickly, but now I am afraid that the person who bought this knife will become a short-lived ghost. No, I can't become an indirect murderer. This knife will not be sold. Even if it is kept in the bottom of the box for a lifetime, it cannot be sold to harm people." Saying that, my Yidao immediately ran to the sword barrel, quickly found the 3-generation ghost mixed in it, and hugged him in his arms. Both Lin Mo and Rayleigh looked at him speechlessly. Rayleigh suddenly laughed. "Ha ha, what an interesting boss." Lin Mo left the weapon shop in silence. Seeing him leave, Rayleigh didn't stay long, and followed him out. Little ghost, wait a minute, do you know me? Lin Mo shook his head. I don't know. Rayleigh didn't believe it. The way you looked at me in the store just now, you clearly know me. Lin Mo, Raleigh continued. I haven't been to Loguetown for 5 years. I really miss it. The town is still the same as before, nothing has changed. Lin Mo continued to walk forward without a word. Seeing that Lin Mo ignored him, Rayleigh continued to say to himself, your way of ignoring people is very similar to the kid that a guy told me about. Your name is Lin Mo, right? Lin Mo. Pausing in his tracks, Lin Mo looked at Rayleigh. How did this guy know his name? Could it be that Raleigh met someone who told him on the way to Loguetown? Seeing that Lin Mo seemed a little surprised, Rayleigh continued with the corners of his mouth hooked slightly. Don't guess, I met Shanks on the way here and he told me about it. He also told me that if we meet pay attention, you will surprise me. Lin Mo was speechless. It's no wonder when you think about it. After all, Shanks was once an intern crew member on the former One Piece Roger's ship, and Raleigh was the deputy captain on Roger's ship. After meeting the former deputy captain, it is normal for the red hair to tell Rayleigh about him. Little devil. Rayleigh stared at Lin Mo's wine gourd and asked, do you still have wine? Lin Mo, ha ha ha, don't be so nervous, I won't take your drink idea, I know the owner of a nearby tavern, how about it, would you like to have some drinks with me? Okay, drinking, sounds good. Lin Mo was slightly shaken. Rayleigh could tell at a glance that Lin Mo had already moved his heart. He patted him on the back and walked forward. I heard from Shanks that you can hold a good amount of alcohol, just right, let's fight to see who can hold a better amount of alcohol, ha ha ha. Lin Mo passively followed Rayleigh forward. Not long after they left the alley, Bartolomeo, a boy with a green coxcomb head, appeared in the weapon shop that sold one knife. Huh, are you Bartolomeo from the next street? My Yidao was shocked when he saw the coxcomb head. Bartolomeo hooked the corner of his mouth, holding a mace in his hand, and said with a smirk, hand over the sword that kid was looking at just now. Ah, sword, what sword? I don't understand what you're talking about. My Yidao tried to get away with it. Bartolomeo directly smashed the small counter in the store with a mace, and said in an arrogant tone, I'll give you one last chance, if you don't hand over the sword, I'll smash your store. Hey, don't, I'll pay it, can I still pay it? Selling a sword was so frightened that he ran to the warehouse to look for a sword, originally wanting to fool around with a similar one. Result, Bartolomeo yelled outside, if you give me a fake one, I'll kill you. This scares the hell out of selling a knife. Bartolomeo is the little bully of these streets, he has done almost all bad things, even the Navy has a headache for him. If you don't follow his words, you might really die. I hesitated, selling a knife and gritting his teeth, he still took out the 3 generations of ghosts. Anyway, he has always wanted to deal with this demon sword. Just right, let this little villain take it away. Even if this little villain dies, no one will be sorry. After Bartolomeo got the sword, he left the weapon shop. Walking in the alley with the sword in his arms, what he couldn't get out of his mind was the scene of Lin Mo catching the bullet with his bare hands. The more I think about it, the more I can't stop being excited. He decided to use this sword for his own benefit and let that formidable boy become his subordinate. At Rayleigh's kind invitation, Lin Mo followed him to a certain tavern with half push and half push. Looking at the tavern owner who was cleaning the bar in front of him, Lin Mo was speechless for a while. That's right. Rayleigh took him to the same tavern where he bought the rum earlier. Little ghost, why are you? Before the tavern owner finished speaking, his eyes were attracted by Rayleigh, who walked into the tavern with Lin Mo and was wearing a hood. Rayleigh took off his hood and said with a smile, Boss, long time no see. Are you Rayleigh? The tavern owner was shocked. Mr. Rayleigh, I remember that you haven't been to Loguetown for many years, right? Yeah, it's been 5 years. Rayleigh took Lin Mo and sat down directly at the bar. The tavern owner immediately poured him a glass of rum, and his eyes were a little moist. You returned to Loguetown this time because of that incident, right? Rayleigh drank down the glass of rum, wiped his mouth, and said with a smile, Yes, Roger's death anniversary will be in a few days, and I came here this time to remember him. Hey, is it okay to say it so directly? The tavern owner looked at Lin Mo more and asked worriedly. Rayleigh waved his hand indifferently. It's okay, this kid can be trusted. Huh, do you know this brat? The tavern owner asked in surprise. Rayleigh took a look at Lin Mo and said with a smile, although we met for the first time today, I believe that with the eyes of red hair, he will not misjudge anyone. Lin Mo said speechlessly. So, you plan to let me watch you drink? Rayleigh was stunned for a moment, and then laughed loudly. Ha ha, the boss serves the wine, and all the bills will be charged to me. Hey, good. The tavern owner nodded, and immediately took out several bottles of wine and put them on the bar. The old and the young sitting side by side immediately drank from the bottle, enjoying themselves. Until near noon. Looking at the empty tavern, Rayleigh asked strangely, Lin Mo and I have been drinking for several hours, why didn't other customers enter the tavern? The owner of the tavern waved his hand and said, since Roger's death, the business in my store has been declining day by day. Maybe because of the name of the store, people in the town are unwilling to drink here again. Only some pirates who admire Roger they will come over to cheer, but a while ago, after a navy captain named Smog was transferred here, even the pirates are less here now. Speaking of this, the expression of the tavern owner couldn't help but dimmed. Rayleigh stared at him in silence. A long time. Suddenly he laughed again. Just about to pat Lin Mo on the shoulder who was still drinking. Hands just dropped. Lin Mo directly turned slightly to avoid it. A trace of surprise flashed in Rayleigh's eyes, and he withdrew his hand immediately, and said with a smile, little brat, do you have anything to do this afternoon? Lin Mo looked at him speechlessly and shook his head. Rayleigh grinned and said, since you have nothing to do, how about going hunting with me? Lin Mo stared at him strangely. Hunt, what does this guy want to do? However, maybe going hunting with this guy can also trigger the sign in progress task. Without thinking too much, Lin Mo nodded and said, okay. Rayleigh looked at the tavern owner. I'll pay for the drink at night. The tavern owner quickly waved his hand and said, no need, how can I take your money, this drink is treated as my invitation to you. That's not acceptable. Rayleigh stood up straight away and looked at Lin Mo. Let's go, Lin Mo. Lin Mo nodded indifferently, jumped off the high stool, and left the tavern with Rayleigh. The two came to the street with the most traffic in Loguetown together. Looking at the crowd, Rayleigh grinned and said, Loguetown is the closest town to the Great Airway. Lin Mo, you should go to the Great Airway next, right? Lin Mo responded indifferently, yes. Rayleigh continued. Shanks and I met at the entrance of the Great Airway. At that time he boasted you to the sky. I thought he was deliberately exaggerating, it seems that I was wrong. You may be more talented than I expected. Lin Mo, what is this guy talking about out of nowhere? Rayleigh smiled and continued. Actually, from the first time I saw you, I realized that you are different from ordinary people. Seeing that you are wearing a wooden sword, you should be a swordsman. A powerful swordsman, the most commendable thing is to have a calm heart that is indifferent to everything. Over the years, I have met many people, and I have fought against many powerful swordsmen. Among the people I have met, the one who can truly be as calm as water, very few, but you are the youngest of all the people I have met, and the person with the most potential to become a swordsman. Lin Mo, then, Rayleigh said with a smile. The red hair said that you have awakened the three-color domineering, and you have mastered it to a high degree. If it is true, then you are really a well-deserved little monster. Lin Mo said speechlessly, what do you want to say? Rayleigh smiled and said, I can see that you are a person who yearns for freedom. Travelers are indeed a good choice, but what kind of changes will happen in the future, what kind of events will you experience, and what kind of problems will you encounter? People, no one can say for sure. It is difficult to truly stay true to your original intention and live the way you want, but I hope you can do it. So, what the hell is Rayleigh trying to do? Lin Mo now regrets why he agreed to go hunting with him. Lin Mo seemed speechless. Rayleigh couldn't help laughing and said, haha, I accidentally said too much, then from now on, let's compete, Lin Mo boy, let's compare and see who catches the most bounty criminals. If you win, I can promise to do one thing for you. If I win, just buy me a good drink, how about it? It seems that regardless of winning or losing, Lin Mo is not at a loss. So what's the point of this bet? Lin Mo really didn't understand Rayleigh's purpose for doing this. However, after thinking about it, this is also good. As long as you don't cheat him. It happened that I had no money in my pocket. Catching some bounty criminals and going to the Navy to exchange Bailey is indeed the fastest way to make money. Think of this. Lin Mo nodded, expressing his agreement to the competition. Rayleigh bared his teeth and said, then let's limit it to 2 hours. After 2 hours, we'll bring all the bounty criminals we catch here and see who catches the most. It is good. Then let's start now. As soon as Rayleigh finished speaking, he disappeared with a shua. Lin Mo's eyes flickered. So fast, he didn't even see what Rayleigh was doing. As expected of Hades' Rayleigh. Sure enough. Well, since that's the case, he's going to start too. Lin Mo immediately speeded up and found some reward lists first. Then with the help of knowledge, quickly capture the target. In just 1 hour, 5 bounty criminals were caught. When he found the 6th target and was about to do it, suddenly, there was a loud explosion in the direction of the port. The situation at the port. Lin Mo didn't know, nor was he interested in knowing. He just wants to catch more bounty criminals, surpassing Rayleigh. Since he had agreed to compete against Rayleigh, he had no intention of losing. It's just that the 6th bounty he was eyeing got mixed into the crowd watching the fun just because of the explosion at the port. Without thinking too much, Lin Mo followed. Also mixed in the crowd, when getting closer to the target and preparing to make a move. Rayleigh appeared out of nowhere, right in front of his face, and quickly knocked his target unconscious. Then he moved that guy very quickly, and withdrew from the crowd with lightning speed. Before withdrawing, Rayleigh gave him a smug smile. Lin Mo. On purpose. That Rayleigh guy definitely did it on purpose. Lin Mo was speechless for a while, now he can only find new targets again. When he was about to walk back, he turned his gaze and suddenly found a certain alley. Coxcomb Bartolomeo, who is holding a sword, is looking around, as if looking for something. Lin Mo's eyes fell on the sword held by Bartolomeo. Isn't that the 3rd generation of ghosts? How could it be in the hands of that guy? Before Lin Mo had time to think about it, Bartolomeo spotted him. The two looked at each other. Bartolomeo's eyes gradually became excited. Lin Mo. Sure enough, that guy was looking for him. Seeing Bartolomeo coming, without saying a word, Lin Mo immediately ran out of the crowd. He didn't want to be entangled with that guy Bartolomeo. But no matter how fast Lin Mo is, in Loguetown, where he was unfamiliar, he was stopped by someone in a small alley. Bartolomeo hugged the 3rd generation ghost, blocked in front of Lin Mo, and said excitedly, the guy who caught the bullet with his bare hands finally found you. Lin Mo. Bartolomeo handed the 3rd generation of ghosts over in a big way. I saw you in the weapon shop in the morning, and you couldn't put it down. You must like this knife very much. I'm giving it to you. Lin Mo glanced at the 3 generations of ghosts handed over by Bartolomeo. There was another burst of speechlessness in my heart. When did he show that he couldn't put it down? Seeing that Lin Mo hadn't spoken, Bartolomeo continued, haha, I know you must be embarrassed to take the gift for nothing. It's okay, this knife is just a gift for meeting. I, Bartolomeo, now formally invite you, become my super powerful left and right hand. Lin Mo said directly, I refuse. Then he walked past Bartolomeo expressionlessly. Bartolomeo was stunned for a moment, then turned back immediately, blocked in front of Lin Mo again, and said seriously, now I am the boss of the underworld who has commanded 3 streets, follow me, I guarantee you will eat well every day, no one dares to bully you. Lin Mo didn't bother to talk to him, and walked past him again. Bartolomeo was greatly shocked, and angrily pulled the 3rd generation of Goosh out of the scabbard, and pointed the tip of the sword at Lin Mo. Hey, I am seriously inviting you, how can you refuse me? He had just finished speaking when he shivered suddenly. Originally, he didn't want to really attack Lin Mo, but his body involuntarily moved forward, holding Sandai Goosh, and slammed towards Lin Mo. Hey, what's going on? What's wrong with my body? Hey, get out of the way. Bartolomeo's face changed drastically, and he quickly shouted at Lin Mo. Lin Mo turned sideways. Bartolomeo made a cut. When he raised his knife to slash at Lin Mo again, Lin Mo raised his hand and hit Bartolomeo's sword hand hard. The intense pain made Bartolomeo let go of his hand, and Sandai Onitsu fell to the ground. At the same time, Bartolomeo also returned to his original form. Looking at his hands, he looked at the knife on the ground. Bartolomeo felt chills. What kind of ghost knife is this? It can control me to cut people. Lin Mo said calmly. Only those who are not determined will be controlled by the knife. After speaking, he continued to move forward. Bartolomeo looked at Lin Mo's back in shock. Scratched his head. In my mind, I remembered Lin Mo slashing the knife like a normal person in the morning. The more he thought about it, the stronger the admiration in his heart became. As expected of the person I like. Bartolomeo clenched his fist and said excitedly, "That's great. Sure enough, only such a person is worthy to be my Barto's partner." Just when Lin Mo left this alley and stepped into the main street again. In my mind, the system prompt sounded. Didi. Obtain the worship of Bartolomeo. Sign in progress plus 10%. The current total progress is 30%, and reward the new skill Fairy Ball. Single quote. Immediately afterwards, information about the Fairy Ball quickly flooded into his mind. Lin Mo involuntarily stopped in his tracks. Fairy Ball is Fairy Tale, a legendary super magic that can create an invincible protective ball with a wide range, and even freeze all time inside the protective ball. This is a very powerful defensive magic skill. Lin Mo didn't expect that he could get such a powerful skill from Bartolomeo. Earned. It seems that the kid is still useful. Lin Mo was in a good mood and was ready to continue hunting. While checking the reward list, a tall man with curly hair wearing a green eye patch on his forehead, wearing a white suit vest and a dark blue shirt, passed in front of him on a bicycle with a chill in him. Lin Mo looked up unconsciously. Although the other party has already driven away on a bicycle. Just looking at the other party's distinctive hairstyle and attire, Lin Mo recognized the other party's identity. It's Admiral Aokiji. Forget about Rayleigh, the purpose of his coming to Loguetown is to pay homage to Roger. But why did this majestic Admiral Aokiji come to Loguetown at this time? Could it be that he came to find Smoker? In Lin Mo's impression, the relationship between Aokiji and Smoker is indeed pretty good. Lin Mo didn't have time to think about it. A motorcycle engine sounded. Smoker arrives on his smoke-propelled amphibious trike. Aokiji and Smoker met each other smoothly. The two stopped directly in the middle of the road to exchange a few words. As for what they talked about, Lin Mo was not interested at all and was about to leave directly. Smoker's eyes suddenly caught a glimpse of Lin Mo's figure, and immediately started the three-wheeled motorcycle and drove towards Lin Mo's direction. A handsome flick directly in front of Lin Mo stopped him. Lin Mo stared at him speechlessly. Smoker bit his cigar and said solemnly, "Little devil, I think you are still running there." Qingzi chased after him on a bicycle, stopped beside Lin Mo, sized him up, looked at Smoker, and asked, "Smoger, you came to stop this brat in such a hurry, did he commit a crime?" "What's the matter?" Smoker stared at Lin Mo, and said, "This kid is not an ordinary person. On the execution platform in the morning, he took a special bullet fired by a pirate with his armed color." "Oh, are you armed?" Qingzi looked at Lin Mo, noticed the wooden sword hanging on Lin Mo's waist, and asked, "Little devil, are you a swordsman?" Lin Mo said indifferently, "It is." Aokiji looked at Smoker with a serious face, waved his hand and said, "He's just a wandering swordsman, and he hasn't done anything bad. It's all right, don't look murderous, let him go." Smoker. Aokiji pointed to the direction of the port. "When I came, I happened to meet the pirates who were bombing the port. I obviously said that I didn't come to catch them, but I wanted to fight with me. They are frozen, and your people seem to be heading to the port. They probably don't know that the people frozen by me are very fragile and can be easily smashed to death. If you don't go there quickly, many people may die. Although they are all pirates, if you think it doesn't matter if those pirates are dead, then forget it. Aokiji has the ability to freeze fruit. He can freeze everything he touches and can turn any part of his body into ice. The light blue ice cubes produced can be changed at will to create any type of weapon attack target. With the strength of Aokiji, it can freeze all substances without even touching it, including freezing part of the sea surface. Therefore, he often hangs out on the sea by bicycle in the form of freezing the seawater under his feet. And the person or creature frozen by him will not die immediately, but will appear in a state of suspended animation, and the body will become fragile like ice, easily shattered and killed by a small impact. If it is thawed in time, it can survive." Smoker frowned, and said in a displeased tone, "Then you help me watch this kid and wait for me to come back." Don't let him run away. I still have something to ask him. Okay, got it, let's go. Aokiji lazily said. Smogdo glanced at Lin Mo, immediately changed direction, and drove towards the port quickly on a motorcycle. After he leaves, Qingzi yawned suddenly. I'm so sleepy, it's time for a nap. Qingzi looked at Lin Mo. Little devil, Smoker said he wanted to ask you something, can you go to the naval base and wait for him? Lin Mo, if you don't speak, it's your acquiescence. I'm so sleepy, let's go. Aokiji once again rode on his beloved bicycle and walked away. Lin Mo stood where he was, looking at Qingzi's leaving back with some amusement. As expected of an admiral who enforces laziness and justice. You can be as lazy as you can be. Smiled. Lin Mo didn't stay here for long. He had to hurry up and catch the bounty offender. Although I wasted a few minutes here, does not affect the speed of his arrest. Until it was almost time for the match with Rayleigh. Almost at the same time, the two dragged the bounty offenders who were tied together with hemp rope and had been knocked out to the agreed place. Oh, not bad, you caught more than I expected. Rayleigh glanced at the 10 people dragged by Lin Mo and smiled. Lin Mo also glanced at the prisoner Rayleigh had caught. There are actually 11. Among them was a guy who was targeted by him but was cut off by Rayleigh. Although there is only one person short, you still lost. Rayleigh smiled and said, Little devil, I am willing to accept the bet, but you can't play tricks. Understood. Lin Mo said speechlessly, if you lose, you lose. There is nothing to say. Ha ha ha, I really like your mentality. Rayleigh threw the end of the hemp rope that tied the prisoners to Lin Mo. Lin Mo caught it smoothly. Rayleigh continued. Even if I retire, my bounty list is still pending in the Navy. After all, to the Navy, I am still a pirate, and I am not suitable to go to the Navy to receive the reward. So, you go, the reward you get, we share equally. Lin Mo. In fact, he didn't want to go either. But, if you want to get the bounty of these bounty criminals, you must get Smoker's signature. If you don't go to the naval garrison base, you can't get the money. Without money, you can't buy wine. Without alcohol, he will have a headache. And so, after going around and around, he still had to go to the naval garrison base. Okay, Lin Mo said speechlessly. Rayleigh laughed and said, then I'll wait for your return at the tavern, ha ha ha. Finished. Rayleigh turned around and walked towards the tavern with confidence. Lin Mo dragged the 21 people on the way to the naval base. When passing the central square, it attracted the attention of many people. Look, what is that kid doing? He is so strong that he can drag so many people. By the way, who is he dragging? Isn't that the gangster who has a reward of Baileys on West Street? The bounty criminals from East Street are also in there. Oh my god, the brat dragged all the bounty criminals, right? It seems to be. Wait. Why does this kid look so familiar to me? I remembered, it was him in the morning, the one who caught the bullet with his bare hands. I remembered it too. Oh my god, what is the origin of this brat? He catches bullets with his bare hands, and jumping from such a high place is fine. Now he has caught so many bounty criminals. He is too powerful, right? Lin Mo continued walking in silence, completely ignoring the surrounding voices. Until I came to Smoker's naval office base. The Navy stationed here saw a child dragging 21 stunned people over. Everyone was dumbfounded. Little ghost, who are you dragging? One of the Navy couldn't help asking. Lin Mo said with a sullen face, offer a reward. The Navy was shocked, could it be that these people are all bounty criminals? Lin Mo, yeah, my god, did you catch this all by yourself? Lin Mo, no, ahem, then let's help you drag these guys to Mr. Smoker's office. Lin Mo nodded lightly. Then several Marines enthusiastically surrounded him and helped him carry the bounty criminals into Smoker's office. Originally Smoker's office was not very big. All of a sudden, most of the space was occupied by these 21 unconscious people. Lin Mo didn't wait too long. Soon, Smoker's voice came from the corridor outside. Smoker, did anyone come to see me while I was away? A certain Navy. No, Shao. Smoker, that guy Aokiji, forget it, you go and thaw those frozen pirates first. A certain Navy. Yes, Shao. Then, Smoker opened the door to his office. When he saw a mountain of people piled up in the office. He stopped suddenly at the door, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. Who will tell me what is going on with these people? Loguetown is the nearest town to the entrance of the Great Airway. Exactly. This town gathers many bounty convicts who want to go to the Great Route. Where there are bounties, especially where there are a lot of bounties, there are bounty hunters. Smoker has been stationed in Loguetown since he was transferred. Every now and then, a bounty hunter would come to him with a bounty offerer to sign and receive the bounty. Generally, bounty hunters bring 2 or 3 bounty criminals. But what's the situation now? Ah, Xiao Xiao, Smoker, you are back. A sailor hurried over and reported, Xiao Xiao, these are bounty criminals, we have checked them. Forehead, these are all bounty criminals. Smoker froze. Immediately, Lin Mo's attention was drawn to Lin Mo, who was leaning against the inner wall of the office and drinking. It's that brat. Smoker frowned. Walking around the pile of people in the middle of the office, he walked towards Lin Mo. Little devil, you caught these guys. Lin Mo put down the wine gourd, looked at Smoker indifferently, and nodded indifferently. Although only half of it was caught by him. If you say it directly, I'm afraid it will arouse the suspicion of the smoker. Smoker narrowed his eyes slightly. Are you a bounty hunter? I am a traveler. Traveler. Smoker didn't believe it. Does a traveler need to catch so many bounty criminals? Are you so short of money? Lin Mo gave an without denying it. Although there are still doubts about Lin Mo's identity. However, Smoker was certain of one thing. This kid should not be a pirate. Hey, what's the total bounty for these guys? Smoker glanced at the sailor standing at the door. Hai Bing immediately stood up straight and reported. Report, the total is 450 million Baileys. Register all these guys. Report, already registered. Smoker continued. Bring me the form and sign it. Hai Bing. Yes, Xiao Xiao. As he said that, Hai Bing immediately handed over the reward list that had been recorded long ago. Smoker signed his name directly, and then handed the list to Lin Mo. Lin Mo accepted it without hesitation. The goal has been achieved, it's time to withdraw. When he was about to leave, Smoker stopped him. I still have something to ask you, what's your name? Lin Mo said speechlessly, Lin Mo. Age, 10 years old. 10 years old. Smoker was stunned for a moment, and continued to ask, when did you start practicing armed color? Lin Mo stared at him speechlessly. Less than a month. What? Smoker was stunned for a moment, and then he laughed loudly. Haha, don't you make drafts when you lie. You've only practiced armament for a month, and it's absolutely impossible to catch bullets with your bare hands. Lin Mo was too lazy to explain. At this time, outside the office, a lazy voice suddenly came in. Why are there so many people? Aokiji appeared at the door. When he saw that Lin Mo was also in Smoker's office, he couldn't help scratching his head. Are you really here? What's really coming? Smoker asked strangely. Qingzi waved his hand. It's nothing important. So, what on earth are you here in Loguetown? Smoker asked speechlessly. Can't you come if you have nothing to do? Just pass by here, just drop by to see you. It's just right here. Smoker continued, biting his cigar. Roger's death day will be in a few days, and there will be many pirates who admire Roger to pay homage to him. If you are fine, stay and let's help catch the pirates. Aokiji looked disgusted. I'm not here to catch pirates, this is your job, you catch it yourself. Smoker said speechlessly. You are also a navy, isn't it your duty to catch pirates? It's really troublesome. Aokiji scratched his head. Not motivated at all, I just passed by here for a walk, a few little pirates, you can just catch them yourself. Smoker, you are the general of the headquarters, is it appropriate to say such a thing? You really haven't changed at all. Qingzi waved his hand and said, forget it, since you have said so, I will help you this time as hard as I can. Why are you reluctantly helping me this time? Smoke's forehead was bulging with veins. You are also a navy, and catching pirates is what you should do. Okay, I see, don't be angry, what about this brat? Qingzi asked Lin Mo, who was walking towards the door. Smoker narrowed his eyes slightly. Suddenly, his lower body turned into a cloud of smoke. Swiped to appear at the door, stopping Lin Mo again. Smoker is the ability user of the smoke fruit of the natural devil fruit, which can be turned into smoke by relying on the ability of the fruit. His smoke can also materialize and trap enemies, although his ability looks very troublesome. In the world of pirates, it is an unremarkable one in the natural department. It can be seen from the fact that he has never won a fight with anyone after chasing Luffy to the Great Root in the future. Lin Mo, you don't leave until I finish asking. Smaller stood in front of Lin Mo and said solemnly. Lin Mo, Smoker, you're not from Loguetown, are you? Although Lin Mo didn't want to talk to him much, if he didn't cooperate, it would be very troublesome to be entangled by this guy. After thinking about it, he nodded. Smoker continued, where are you from? Windmill Village. Huh, Windmill Village. It sounds familiar. Smoker thought for a while, but couldn't remember. Aokiji touched his chin and reminded him, is this Garp's hometown? Smoker was shocked. Yes. Windmill Village is indeed the hometown of Lieutenant General Garp. Since you are from Windmill Village, do you know Lieutenant General Garp? Although, Lin Mo did know Garp, and just dumped that old dog's skin plaster from Barati the other day. But to be honest, I'm afraid he will be asked endlessly by the Smoker. Without thinking too much, Lin Mo shook his head and said, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. No, are you sure? Smoker asked suspiciously. At this time, Aokiji suddenly sat cross-legged on the ground. Smoker looked at him speechlessly. What are you doing? I'm tired of standing, sit down. Qingzi waved his hand. Don't worry about me, you can continue. The rhythm was disrupted at once. Smoker said with a headache. Forget it, kid, let me ask you one last thing. You said you were a traveler, so where are you going next? Lin Mo said without hesitation. The Great Root. Smoker froze for a moment. Are you planning to go alone? Lin Mo. Yeah. Do you know where the Great Root is? A brat like you, you're courting death if you go there. Smog, what you said is a bit serious. Aokiji held his side face with one hand, tilted his head, and said expressionlessly, maybe this kid can really make a name for himself on the Great Root. Quote. What kind of fame can a traveler make? After all, he is only a 10-year-old kid. Smoker stared at Lin Mo and insisted, since you are going to the Great Root, then call me once. If you win, I will not hinder you anymore. If you lose, join the Navy. In fact, Smoker made a secret decision when he saw Lin Mo catching bullets with his bare hands in the morning. If Lin Mo is not a pirate, he will pull Lin Mo to be a Navy. It's not just Lin Mo's talent for armed color that he has shown at such a young age. There is also Lin Mo's ability to remain calm and observe carefully. The speed of the bullet is quite fast. Ordinary people, even if they can block the attack of bullets, it is difficult to achieve the insight to accurately catch the bullets. As long as there is a slight mistake, the result will be a bloody and painful price. But Lin Mo did it easily. That's why Smoker pays so much attention to him. If Lin Mo is allowed to join the Navy by taking this opportunity, it will definitely be a profit but not a loss. Smoker's meaning has been made very clear. Lin Mo was speechless in his heart. It seemed that Smoker had planned his wishful thinking from the very beginning, and was just waiting for him to fall into the trap. If he really wanted to be in the Navy, he would have agreed to Garp when he was recruiting him, so he still needs to wait until now. Lin Mo didn't intend to fight, nor did he want to join the Navy, and was just about to refuse. Aokiji's lazy voice sounded again. This brat is not a pirate, isn't he? He didn't hang any bounty on his body, and he didn't seem to have committed any crime. He openly bullied the younger. This doesn't seem to be your style, Smoker. Smoker glared at Aokiji with a headache. Which side are you from? Qingzi waved his hand and said, of course I'm on the side of justice. Don't just think about fighting and killing all day long. The weather is so good. Isn't it uncomfortable to find a sunny place to sleep? Smoker. Being said so by Qingzi, it seems that he is really bullying Lin Mo. There was a drop of cold sweat on Smoker's forehead. After all, he is only in his 20s, still very young, so he still needs to save face. Hey, Lin Mo. Smoker coughed dryly, and continued, it's just a competition, you shouldn't refuse, right? Lin Mo said directly, I refuse. Smoker choked on the cigar he was smoking and coughed several times. Ahem, cough, it's okay if you don't compare, then you join the Navy directly. Do not, little devil, don't push yourself too hard. Aokiji suddenly interjected again. It seems that you are the one who is making progress now, Smoker. Smoker. Smoker was angry. Qingzi, did you come to Loguetown just to tear down my platform? No, Aokiji scratched his head with an innocent face, I'm just seeking truth from facts. If someone doesn't want to join the Navy, I won't join. Why do you have to drag him into the Navy? Lin Mo's talent, it's a pity not to join the Navy. To put it nicely now, he's just a traveler. What if he joins the pirates in the future? Smoker said, frowning tightly. Qingzi looked at Lin Mo and asked, Little ghost, are you going to be a pirate? Lin Mo said speechlessly, not interested. Look, Aokiji looked at Smoker again, and continued, he said he's not interested in pirates, can you let him go? Smoker is quite speechless now. A few sailors stared awkwardly outside the door. What he did was whether he was advancing or retreating. If he is really stubborn and fights Lin Mo, whether he wins or loses, his reputation is sure to stink. The most annoying thing for him is that this hateful Aokiji didn't help him. If Lin Mo is a pirate, or a bounty criminal with a bounty on his body, then he still has reason to fight Lin Mo. But they are not pirates and there is no bounty. This is very difficult. After considering the pros and cons, Smoker bit his cigar and said unwillingly, Let's go, you better not let me catch you, or even if I chase you to the ends of the earth, I will catch you with my own hands. Lin Mo, as far as your strength is concerned, save it. Lin Mo let out a faint, oh. Smoker moved a step aside to make way for him. Lin Mo left the office, and under the leadership of the soldiers outside the door, he got the bounty. Come out of the naval garrison base. Lin Mo followed the route he remembered and went straight back to Roger's tavern. Rayleigh was chatting with the tavern owner. Seeing Lin Mo came back, he smiled and said, How is it? How much did you get? Lin Mo took out the divided Bailey, kept 200 million for himself, and gave Rayleigh the remaining 250 million. After all, Rayleigh had caught one more person than him. Rayleigh kept 100 million for himself, and gave the 150 million to the tavern owner. That's too much, Mr. Rayleigh, I can't accept this money. The tavern owner said and wanted to return the money to Rayleigh. Rayleigh smiled and said, I will stay in Loguetown for the next few days, and I will just stay in your tavern. This money will be my drink and accommodation expenses. Yes, but this is too much. The tavern owner wondered, Mr. Rayleigh, I really can't take your money. If you don't accept it, then I will take Lin Mo to drink in other taverns. As he said that, Rayleigh really stood up. The tavern owner had no choice but to compromise. Okay then, I'll take the money from the head office. The tavern owner looked at Lin Mo and asked, Little ghost, you are not from Loguetown, are you? If you have no place to go, you can live in the tavern like Mr. Rayleigh. Before you leave, you can drink whatever you want. Lin Mo nodded. Okay. Anyway, it's the same for him wherever he lives. Lin Mo, Rayleigh suddenly said, You owe me a fine wine. Lin Mo said speechlessly, I know. Rayleigh continued. Since the boss said that he would pay for all the wine we drank before we left, we can only wait until we leave Loguetown. When we meet again next time, you can invite me again. Lin Mo, ha ha ha. Rayleigh laughed and drank the wine, opened a bottle for Lin Mo, and pushed it in front of him. Lin Mo picked up the wine bottle speechlessly, and just took a sip. Suddenly there was a sound of footsteps at the door of the tavern. A group of vicious people kicked open the small wooden door of the tavern and walked in noisily. Take out all the wine. The man in the lead, with a fat body and two big axes hanging from his waist, looked very powerful. Sorry, the tavern owner said blankly, this shop has already been booked, you go to another tavern for a drink. Hey, do you know who our boss is? You dare to talk to our boss like that, you want to die. Hurry up and take out all the wine if you are sensible, or your shop will be smashed. A group of younger brothers behind the fat man in the lead shouted arrogantly. At this time, a thin-looking man wearing a gown with a red snake pattern and a blue and white striped turban on his head followed the group of people and appeared at the entrance of the tavern. Get out of the way, the hooded man said coldly. The two people standing in front of him glanced back at him with disdain. Who is this? Do not know. Dare you tell us to get out of the way? You're laughing so hard, if you don't want to get hurt, get out. The two laughed wantonly. The man in the turban pulled out a double-barreled gun expressionlessly, and without blinking his eyes, he shot the two unrecognizable guys headshot with 2 shots without hesitation. You are courting death. Brothers, come on, kill the guy who shot. The companions of the two who were headshot immediately rushed towards the man in the hood at the door, roaring. It's you who are courting death. The man in the hood narrowed his eyes slightly, put away the double-barreled gun, took out two crutches with ball-shaped ends, and swished quickly through the group of people. When he stopped in front of the fat man, the boss of the group, the whole tavern fell silent. Without exception, everyone behind the man in the hood fell to the ground and lost their breath. The fat man, who was still very proud, turned extremely pale in an instant. You fool, you actually killed all of my people, and I want you to pay for it. As he said that, the fat man immediately pulled out his double axes and slashed at the man in the hood. Ha! The man in the hood snorted coldly, and with one turn, he easily smashed the big-faced man's tomahawk, and with another turn, he hit the big-faced man's face directly, knocking him out, and slammed into the opposite side, the wall. What did you do to my tavern? The tavern owner's face changed drastically. Both Linmo and Rayleigh stared at the man in the hood in silence. Raleigh didn't know the identity of this guy, but Linmo knew. It's Akin the Ghost, the captain of the Creek Pirates. Creek was the pirate leader who was killed by Linmo in Barati before. Little devil, I've been looking for you. Agent stared at Linmo fiercely. When Creek went to Barati before, he didn't follow because he had a mission. When he knew that Creek was dead, he almost collapsed. It can be said that Agent is the Creek Pirates and the most sincere person to Creek. In order to avenge Creek, he searched for Linmo's whereabouts all the way. That's why it's here. Linmo stared at him speechlessly. Jin is a ruthless but reciprocating person. If the plot of the original book is followed, Akin will be indebted to Sanji 10 years later, and even knocked out Crick, who he supported the most, in order to repay his favor. But now Crick was killed by Linmo. Linmo was also ungrateful to Jin, so it was expected that he would be hunted down. Oh, it seems that the enmity between the two of you is very deep. Rayleigh looked like a theatergoer, and continued to drink with a smile. The tavern owner was very angry. Even if there is any hatred, don't make trouble in my tavern. Really, a few tables have been broken. Jin looked sullenly, looking at the tavern owner with a fierce look in his eyes. He took out the double-barreled gun directly, aimed at the tavern owner and shot him. The tavern keeper was taken aback. Rayleigh held the wine bottle in one hand and drank, while with the other hand he pulled out the long sword hanging from his waist. The moment the bullet flew past him, he used the blade to reverse the trajectory of the bullet. The bullet grazed the innkeeper's hair and slammed into the wine rack behind him, shattering a bottle. Jin frowned slightly. Rayleigh said regretfully, really, a good bottle of wine was wasted. Humph. Agent snorted coldly, and focused his gaze on Linmo again. Without saying a word, he fired several shots at Linmo. When the bullet flew out of the barrel, Jin immediately took out his crutches and rushed towards Linmo. Linmo tilted his head twice silently, dodging all the flying bullets. When Jin got close, Linmo immediately pulled out Lake Toya. It's just a good time to try swordsmanship and avoidance. His eyes flashed. Linmo immediately swung the knife at high speed, spinning the domineering aura around the sword aura he cut out. The sword chi entwined by domineering energy seemed to have gained consciousness. He turned around to avoid Jin's crutches, and hit Jin hard on the back with a direct blow. A mouthful of blood spurted from his mouth. Jin fell face down to the ground, rolled his eyes white, and passed out. Okay, that's amazing. The tavern owner was stunned. Rayleigh's originally relaxed expression froze for a while when Linmo used the magic evasion trick. This is, Raleigh said in surprise, could it be that this is God's avoidance? Linmo silently hung Lake Toya back around his waist, held the wine bottle, and drank. Rayleigh's eyes on Linmo changed. He can be sure that what Linmo used just now was divine avoidance. This is Roger's sword skill. Even if they know the principle of this trick, most people can't learn it at all. Even if there is talent, it will take a long time to practice. How did Linmo do it? Originally, Rayleigh didn't quite believe what Hongfa said, that Linmo would be a person who could stir up the world in the future. Now he believes. Even that man's sword skills can be learned and used easily. Definitely not Fanpin. Aren't you going to avoid it? Linmo said blankly after taking a sip of his wine. When he came back to his senses, Rayleigh felt that there were quite a few Marines in the alley outside, and they were coming because of the movement here. This little devil's knowledgeable color is also very good. Rayleigh couldn't help but look at him more, his eyes full of appreciation. Rayleigh immediately smiled, got up, and looked at the tavern owner. "Boss, I will borrow your warehouse to hide for a while." The tavern owner was unclear, so he nodded. Rayleigh walked directly towards the warehouse inside the tavern that was dedicated to storing alcohol. Not long after he entered the warehouse, Smoker came with several Marines. Looking at the corpses all over the floor, Smoker couldn't help but frowned, and looked at Lin Mo, who was at the bar, drinking like a normal person. "It's this brat again. Could it be that he killed these people?" Smog looked back at the Navy and said, "Drag these guys out." Yes, all the navies got the order and immediately stepped forward and started to work. Smoker, on the other hand, sat down next to Lin Mo. His gaze could not help falling on Lin Mo's other side, an empty wine bottle. Smoker narrowed his eyes slightly and asked, "You also drank that bottle of wine?" Lin Mo casually glanced at the empty wine bottle that Rayleigh had finished drinking, and continued to drink, not bothering to respond to him. Seeing that Lin Mo ignored him, Smoker said to the tavern owner, "Give me a glass of rum." The tavern owner snorted coldly, "There is no wine for you here." Smoker didn't care about the indifferent attitude of the tavern owner at all. He rolled a bottle of wine from the wine cabinet with a cigarette, uncorked it, and took a long gulp. "Little devil, did you kill those people on the ground?" Smoker asked expressionlessly. Lin Mo said calmly, "No." At this time, a Navy suddenly shouted, "Master Smoker, there is still one alive." Smoker looked at the man carried by the Navy, and when he saw the man's face clearly, he couldn't help being slightly surprised. "This is the Ghost Akin, the captain of the Creek Pirates. I remember Creek a few days ago. The sky is dead, and the ghost agent is looking for the guy who killed Creek everywhere in order to avenge Creek, but why did he appear here? Could it be that you were the guy who killed Creek?" Smoker looked at Lin Mo again, his eyes full of surprise. Lin Mo continued to drink indifferently, as if it had nothing to do with him at all. "DD. Appreciated by Pluto Rayleigh. The sign in progress is plus 20%, the current total progress is 50%, and the reward level of knowledge and knowledge is plus 1, and the current knowledge and knowledge level is LV4. Single quote. The sudden beep from the system almost choked Lin Mo, who was drinking. In an instant, the improvement of knowledge and knowledge immediately made him feel the heartbeat of nearly half of the people in Loguetown. Lin Mo's headache was splitting from the noise. Fortunately, the sound only lasted for a few seconds before it stopped. Lin Mo rubbed his temples silently. This Rayleigh is interesting. If a person is not in the lobby of this tavern, he can also contribute to his sign in progress value. Smoker had been staring at Lin Mo, seeing that his expression just now was not quite right, so he asked strangely, "What's wrong with you?" Lin Mo said indifferently, "It's okay." "Really?" Smoker couldn't believe it. Seeing that Lin Mo didn't respond, Smoker continued, "Could it be that you drank too much?" Lin Mo glanced at him speechlessly. "Drink too much? That is impossible. Don't look at him as a child now. In fact, his drinking capacity has almost reached the point where he can't pour 1,000 glasses. Before crossing over to the world of pirates, he was a person who had no drink or joy. Drinking alcohol is like drinking water to him. But after drinking, Lin Mo always has a steelyard in his heart. As long as he is slightly drunk, he will not continue to drink. Hee, what a scrupulous guy." Seeing that Lin Mo still ignored him, Smoker drank another big gulp of his wine. At this time, the sailors had already removed all the corpses in the tavern. "Report Smoker to Mr. Shao, what should we do with these corpses?" one of the sailors asked respectfully. Smoker said casually, "Send it directly to the corpse disposal site." "Shao Smoker, what should I do if there is still one alive?" "Shut up first." "Yes." After the sea soldier got the order, he immediately left the tavern. Now, only the tavern owner, Lin Mo, Smoker and Rayleigh, who was hiding in the small warehouse, were left in the tavern. "There will be a lot of pirates coming to Loguetown recently," Smoke said while drinking. "In addition to the execution platform where Roger was executed, this tavern named after Roger will also become the target of many pirates. I will visit your store frequently in the future, boss." I think you want to demolish my shop. The tavern owner gritted his teeth. If you have nothing to do, go to the port and squat. Don't those pirates have to pass through the port to go ashore? Don't keep staring at me shop. Some pirates are far more cunning than you think. Those who can be caught at the port are all small characters who can't make it to the stage. Smoker bit his cigar and said solemnly, I don't know why, it always feels like something big is going to happen. Roger's death date may change in a few days. HMPH. Even if there is a change, so what? The tavern owner snorted coldly. I'm just a small owner who runs a tavern. Besides, my tavern has been booked out these days, and I won't accept any more people. Other guests, if you want to catch pirates, it doesn't matter whether you go to the port or to the streets and alleys, it doesn't matter, just don't come here to get in my way. Booking? Smoker asked, slightly surprised. Who has booked it? Linmo. The tavern owner said bluntly, yes, that's him. He would never betray Rayleigh. Smoker paused for a moment, and then said in relief, that's right, this kid just got a large bounty today, and he does have money to rent the venue. Drink the last sip from the bottle. Smoker put down a handful of Bailey, got up, and looked at Linmo one more time before leaving. Boy, will you stay here until after Roger's death? Linmo wrote lightly, not necessarily, it depends on the mood. Oh, it depends on your mood. Smoker didn't say anything more, turned and left the tavern. Not long after Smoker left, Rayleigh came out of the warehouse. Ha ha ha, it seems that this tavern has been targeted by that young Navy man. Rayleigh said with a big laugh. The owner of the tavern said unhappily, Mr. Rayleigh, I'm dying of a headache, and you are still laughing here. That guy named Smoker, since he was transferred to Loguetown, has been running towards me every few days. This also caught a lot of pirates, and the store was almost smashed by them several times. Everything has advantages and disadvantages. In fact, that guy comes here often. When he causes you trouble, he can also solve a lot of trouble for you. Rayleigh took another bottle of wine, uncorked it, took a sip, and continued, after all, there are still a lot of unreasonable pirates in this world. That's right. The tavern owner sighed slightly. Hey, if only all the pirates could be like Roger. Ha ha ha, it's useless to talk too much, come, let's have a drink together. Rayleigh laughed and invited the tavern owner to fight for a drink. The tavern-keeper smiled sullenly, then he walked towards the door. Drink first, I'll close the door, so that no troublemaker will come in. Rayleigh gulped down his wine, and turned his gaze to Linmo, who seemed to have had enough. I just started, so you can't drink any more. Linmo said speechlessly, I've already drank a lot. Ha ha ha. Rayleigh laughed loudly. Sure enough, I'm just a child. By the way, do you want to hear about Roger? I have a lot of stories about Roger that no one else knows. Quote. Not interested in. Don't be so indifferent. Rayleigh grinned. It's been a long time since I've had such a good drink. I'm going to go out and have some fun later. Do you want to join me? No. Linmo directly refused. What Rayleigh said about having fun, he could guess with his toes. 9 times out of 10 it's gambling. Since the disbandment of the Roger Pirates, Rayleigh has become an old man who loves gambling since he settled in the Chambord Islands. In addition to changing jobs to work, his daily life is either drinking or gambling in the casino. He is obviously well informed, but he still loses everything. He loses frequently. He even lost all his money to buy wine. In order to make money, he would even send himself to traffickers and sell himself. Anyway, Linmo has no interest in gambling or anything like that. With this time, wouldn't it be nice to find a place to bask in the sun, take a nap or something? Seeing that Linmo really didn't seem interested at all, Rayleigh said helplessly, okay, then I'll go by myself. I feel lucky today, I should be able to win a lot of money, ha ha ha. Rayleigh directly took a bottle of wine and walked steadily towards the door of the tavern. Just met the tavern owner, who came back. Mr. Rayleigh, where are you going? Rayleigh smiled, and asked back, I remember that there is an underground casino nearby, and the casino should not be closed now, right? The tavern owner looked confused. It's not down, it's just that there have been fewer gamblers in recent years. That casino can't make ends meet, and it probably won't last long. Ha ha ha, as long as it's still on, I'll go and have a look. Mr. Rayleigh, I remember that you didn't seem to gamble before, why are you obsessed with gambling now? Small gamble, I just gambled a little, let's go, don't wait for me for dinner tonight. Rayleigh left the tavern laughing. The tavern keeper scratched his head in embarrassment. Lin Mo smiled silently. Losing money for nothing, is this called a small gamble? Not long after Rayleigh left the tavern, Lin Mo also went out. Look at the time is still early. Lin Mo searched for a relatively quiet small beach by the sea. Behind a rock on the shore, he took out the recliner stored in the system space, lay down on it comfortably, and prepared to sleep. Just a few minutes after Lin Mo had just fallen asleep, a slight sound of footsteps came from far and near, walking towards him. Ah, such a good place, you actually took it first. A lazy voice came into Lin Mo's ears. Lin Mo frowned slightly. This sound, it's Aokiji. Lin Mo didn't bother to talk to him, he didn't open his eyes, turned his head and continued to sleep. Qingzi hooked the corners of his mouth, didn't say much, just stood next to Lin Mo, put on the blindfold, and just stood up straight to sleep. Time passed by minute. After the rock, the big one is taking a nap. A pirate ship is slowly approaching this seemingly deserted beach. Park the boat on the shore. Dozens of people in low-key casual clothes got off the boat silently. Walk cautiously towards the direction of the town. When they passed the rock, they saw two people behind the rock. Stunned, what's the matter with these two people? One of the young guys wearing a three-cornered hat asked nervously, Boss, these two people may have seen us, or should we kill them? The captain of this pirate ship, a bearded, apologetic man, couldn't help but hammered the man's head. Idiot. Aren't they sleeping? They shouldn't have seen us, shish. Just don't wake them up. But boss, I think they are pretending to be asleep. Let me go over to make sure. That's right, let Xiao Jia go over and take a look. If they are really pretending to be asleep, then the news of our landing will soon reach the Navy, and maybe we will be arrested immediately. Boss, you can just watch here, I'll go over and have a look. Stupid, don't go there. The bearded man just wanted to stop him. The young man named Xiao Jia was already holding a saber, and slowly moved towards Lin Mo and Qingzi step by step. Boss, I'm going. Xiao Jia turned her head and whispered nervously to the bearded man. The bearded man covered his forehead with his hands in pain. And the other crew members were all excited. Come on, Xiao Jia, let those two guys know how good you are. Don't be cowardly, just go for a man, don't let us down. Ha ha ha, Xiao Jia is really good. Even if those two people don't die, they must be injured. Well, but, don't you think the man sleeping standing up looks familiar? Old Bu, your old eyes are dim, you look familiar to everyone. Lin Mo here. In fact, he and Aokiji had noticed these pirates long before they landed. Because they walked very lightly when they got off the shore, and they didn't deliberately disturb and wake him up, so he just turned a blind eye and didn't intend to care about these little people. But now, this group of guys said to keep their voices down, but in fact they kept chattering, and Lin Mo was already bored. Xiao Jia came to Lin Mo and Qingzi, hesitated between the two, and then carefully extended his saber towards Lin Mo. Just when the tip of his saber was less than 5 centimeters away from Lin Mo's face, Lin Mo suddenly opened his eyes, his hands trembled in fright, and the sword in his hand fell down involuntarily. Ah, why don't you leave? Qingzi pulled the blindfold on his forehead and stared at Xiao Jia lazily. Xiao Jia was so frightened that his legs gave way, and he fell to the ground. As expected, these two people are pretending to be asleep. Boss, what should we do? Are we going to kill them? Xiao Jia looked in the direction of the bearded man begging for mercy. The bearded man's face turned slightly pale, and he hurriedly said, You come back first. Xiao Jia immediately crawled back to the side of the bearded man in front of Qingzi and Lin Mo. The bearded man said nervously, You two, it's best not to act rashly. I'm a pirate with younger brothers. You only have 2 of us. You are no match for so many of us. As long as you promise not to take us ashore, tell the Navy about it, and we will spare you. Navy. Lin Mo sneered, and pointed to Aokiji next to him. He is. All the pirates were shocked. Aokiji scratched his head, and said lazily, I promised Smoker to help him catch pirates, but I agreed to help him catch Roger on the day of his death, so go away, I don't intend to catch you now. Quote. What? Is he really a Marine? Oh my God, what a pity, why did I meet the Navy as soon as I landed? It's over, he will definitely inform me. Ah, I remembered that he is indeed a Navy. I saw his photo in the newspaper a while ago. He is the Admiral of the Navy headquarters, Aokiji. Chapter 51. What, Admiral, old BU, are you sure you're not joking? Really, what I said are all true facts, he is really Admiral Aokiji of the Navy headquarters. Ah, it's over, the Admiral can kill us with one finger, it's over, boss, what should we do? Facing all the pirates who have become a mess. A drop of cold sweat could not help but appear on Qingzi's forehead, and he said speechlessly, I have already said that I am not here to arrest you, but you should listen to me carefully. However, no one listened to Aokiji's words. All the pirates, including their captain, looked desperate. It doesn't matter, anyway, it's dead anyway, it's better to fight, no matter how slim the hope is, maybe there will be a miracle, brothers, go. That is, instead of waiting here to die in vain, it's better to take a gamble, go ahead, kill them. Come on, brothers. Looking at the people who had rushed towards him, Qingzi felt extremely depressed at the moment. Qingzi looked at Lin Mo beside him. Lin Mo had already got off the recliner with a blank expression, and packed his clothes, just like an outsider. Qingzi was speechless. Really, I told you that I didn't come to arrest you. Don't you people listen to people's words. You just leave, you are really messing around. The pirates have rushed over. Aokiji didn't want to do anything at first, after easily dodging a few attacks by the pirates full of loopholes. No way, hit the freezing moment directly, and a gust of cold air swept towards the group of pirates. Then amidst howls, all the pirates froze into icemen. Qingzi scratched his head and sighed softly, it's really a group of disobedient guys, it's fine to just leave. Lin Mo smiled lightly, without saying a word, dragging the recliner, ready to go back. Qingzi looked at Lin Moyuan's back, stroked his chin, thoughtfully, this kid is really calm. Before Aokiji had time to express his emotions, the phone bug in his pocket suddenly rang. Take out to answer. Garp's voice came out immediately. Hey, Qingzi, have you gone to Loguetown? Have you met a kid named Lin Mo? Lin Mo. Qingzi scratched his head and replied, ah, I was still here just now. Hey, have you heard? The underground casino on West Street that was about to close down was revived by an old man. Ah, what are you talking about? The casino is about to collapse, how could someone save it? What I said is true. The old man is very grand, and every time he makes a big shot, he only wins the first bet, and then keeps losing. It's like a casino cheating. Same. Yes, I've heard that too. That old man is very interesting. He keeps betting when he loses and doesn't give in. He doesn't know how to stop the loss in time. He seems to have lost more than 100 million Baileys. Haha, I think he's an old man. You are confused, more than 100 million Pele, enough for a family of 3 to live comfortably for several years. Lin Mo heard some people's gossip on the way back to the tavern. No need to ask, he knew that these people must be talking about Rayleigh. He is not sure if it is true that he can bring back the dying casino by himself, but it is definitely something that Rayleigh can do if he loses all his money. Fortunately, that guy gave more than half of the money to the tavern owner before going to the casino, otherwise he would lose it all. Lin Mo continued to walk forward. When I was turning a corner in an alley, I happened to meet Rayleigh, who was walking towards me with a happy face. Yo, Lin Mo. Rayleigh smiled and waved to Lin Mo. Lin Mo nodded expressionlessly, taking it as a response. Ha ha ha, I was unlucky today. When I watched others play the last hand, I also bet. Although I didn't have the money to bet, the result was really bigger than I thought. It's a pity. If I had money, I must have earned it back. As Rayleigh spoke, he couldn't help but look at Lin Mo slightly. You should still have a lot of money, lend me some. Lin Mo, good guy, have you fallen to the point of borrowing money? You're Rayleigh the Hades, Lin Mo said speechlessly, no borrowing. Huh, really don't want to borrow it. Rayleigh said regretfully, if you lend it to me, I will definitely earn back the principal with interest. How about paying you back an extra % of the interest? No way. Lin Mo suddenly thought of something, and said with a chuckle, it's okay to borrow money from you, but the drink I owe you will be cancelled. Rayleigh looked at Lin Mo in a daze, and then laughed loudly, ha ha ha. I never thought that you would do such a thing in order to escape a drink. If that is the case, then I will not borrow it. Lin Mo. So, in the end, money and gambling are worse than drinking. Lin Mo didn't understand why this guy insisted on buying him a drink. Even if you give him 100 million Baileys and a bottle of wine to choose, he will also choose wine. Ha ha ha, let's not talk about this, let's go back to the tavern and continue drinking. Rayleigh laughed and patted Lin Mo on the back, originally intending to nudge him forward. As a result, when his hand was about to touch Lin Mo's back, Lin Mo took a quick step and let him take a shot. It seemed like a coincidence, but Rayleigh knew very well that Lin Mo did it on purpose. Withdrawing his hand, Rayleigh said thoughtfully, "It seems that you really don't like others touching you." "I don't like people quarreling with me, can you be quiet?" Lin Mo replied speechlessly. Rayleigh couldn't help laughing again. "Ha ha ha, you are really an interesting kid." Lin Mo was too lazy to talk nonsense with him, so he walked forward faster. Rayleigh followed behind him. When arriving at the entrance of the tavern, Bartolomeo was squatting on the stone steps in front of the tavern. Seeing Lin Mo coming, Bartolomeo immediately jumped up from the stone steps, and said with a smile, "I ask the owner of this tavern, your name is Lin Mo, right?" "My name is Bartolomeo. Can we be friends?" Lin Mo. "Oh, you're very popular." Rayleigh smiled. Bartolomeo said excitedly, "Lin Mo, you are really amazing, you look younger than me, I really want to make friends with you, just promise me, okay?" Quote. "Not good." Lin Mo rejected him decisively, walked past him directly, and walked into the tavern. Bartolomeo instantly petrified in place, his expression extremely painful. It's over, I'm hated." When Rayleigh passed by him, he patted him on the shoulder and said with a smile, "A true friend can stand the test. If you can't even accept this level, you should give up as soon as possible. That kid Lin Mo doesn't use it can be done in general way." After speaking, Rayleigh followed Lin Mo into the tavern. Bartolomeo stared blankly at the young and old who entered the tavern, and swallowed secretly. The mood that was still very discouraged just now rose again. Bartolomeo clenched his fist and said, "That's right. If I can't even stand this test, then I don't deserve to be Lin Mo's friend. Ha, I will definitely get your approval, Lin Mo." Lin Mo heard what Rayleigh said to Bartolomeo. "Enter the tavern." The tavern owner saw that the two of them had come back, and immediately served them drinks. Lin Mo uncorked the bottle and took a sip, then said speechlessly, "Why are you talking nonsense to that guy?" Rayleigh laughed loudly and said, "It's better to have one more friend than one more enemy, right? That little green-haired kid looks like a rascal with a bad temper, but he's actually a pretty simple kid. Maybe he can't help you now. Busy, maybe he can help you a lot in the future." Lin Mo. Hee, no need. No one knows the future of Jigwantu better than Lin Mo. He doesn't need this kind of guy who will blindly worship idols and exaggerate to the extreme in the future. Let him worship Luffy. Stop talking nonsense that has nothing to do with you. Lin Mo continued to drink expressionlessly. Raleigh smiled and said nothing. The tavern owner wiped his glass and said with a smile, "It's amazing, Lin Mo, if you dare to talk to Mr. Rayleigh like that, you are definitely the youngest one, even if you are not the first." It's okay. Rayleigh waved his hands indifferently, "There's nothing wrong with what this kid said. It's true that I was meddling in my own business, ha ha ha." While Rayleigh was still laughing and drinking, a person with cool air appeared outside the tavern. Just listen to the sound of bang. The lock on the outside door of the tavern was smashed. A tall figure walked down the revolving stone staircase. The tavern owner hadn't had time to exclaim. Aokiji appeared outside the small wooden door in the tavern hall. Bending slightly and looking towards the door, when Qingzi saw who was drinking with Lin Mo, a look of surprise flashed across his face. Raleigh, the king of the underworld. He actually came to Loguetown. Is it for the anniversary of Roger's death? Aokiji gently pushed open the small wooden door and walked in. The tavern owner was terrified when Aokiji recognized Rayleigh. Rayleigh, like a normal person, continued to drink and smiled, "I've already retired, and you Navy are really chasing after me. Your bounty is still pending. Even if you retire, you are still a pirate." Qingzi sat down on the other side of Lin Mo, looked at the tavern owner, and raised his hand. "Well, boss, please bring me a glass of snow liquor." Lin Mo and Rayleigh were not surprised at the sudden arrival of the green pheasant. But the tavern owner, especially when he heard that Aokiji was a navy, his face had already turned extremely pale. Even Aokiji asked him for sherry wine, but he didn't respond. He was still thinking about what to do. He didn't want Rayleigh to be taken away. Seeing that the owner of the tavern did not move, Qingzi repeated, "Boss, can you hear me? I want a glass of sherry, thank you." Ah! The tavern owner woke up suddenly, his face immediately pulled down, and he said in a displeased tone, "I don't have sherry for you to drink here. If you want to drink, go to another tavern in the town to drink." "Oh, so there isn't." Qingzi scratched his head, looked at the rum Lin Mo was drinking, and continued, "Then give me a bottle of wine that this kid drinks." The tavern owner clenched his fists and said angrily, "Did you tell me you don't have any wine to drink? This tavern has been reserved by Mr. Rayleigh and Mr. Lin Mo since noon. All the drinks here or I won't sell you a drop of theirs. If you understand, get out immediately." "Why are you angry?" Qingzi said helplessly, "I just want to drink. Since I'm booked here, there's nothing I can do." "Boss, get him a bottle," Rayleigh said indifferently. The tavern owner couldn't believe it. "Mr. Rayleigh, he wants to arrest your navy. Why did you invite the navy to drink?" Rayleigh waved his hands and said, it's okay, even if he really wants to catch me, it depends on whether he has the ability, ha ha ha." The tavern owner was in a dilemma. Qingzi continued, "Don't worry, I'm not here to catch Rayleigh, although I'm surprised to see him here." In fact, he was even more surprised that Lin Mo was actually with Rayleigh. The tavern owner shook his head helplessly, then took a bottle of wine from the wine cabinet and placed it in front of Aokiji. Aokiji uncorked the bottle and took a sip. Turning his gaze to Lin Mo, he said, "I didn't expect you to know Rayleigh, the king of the underworld. Maybe Smoker's worries will come true." Smoker's worry is that Lin Mo refused to become a navy and finally joined the pirates. Lin Mo said speechlessly, "Don't worry, it won't come true. Humans are the most fickle species." Aokiji took another sip of wine and continued, "Even you can't make choices for your future self now. After all, no one can guarantee what will happen in the future. Lin Mo understands the truth. So what? Not to mention that the system he is bound to is the traveler system, which has limited his choices. Even if there is no system, with his character, he will not join any party. Some things never change." Lin Mo smiled lightly, and replied, "I know what I'm doing. Whether it's the navy or the pirates, I'm not interested. I don't have it now, and I won't in the future. Believe it or not, it's up to you, and I don't have to explain so much to you." Hee. Aokiji smiled and asked, "You really don't want to consider joining the navy?" "Not consider." As soon as Lin Mo finished speaking, a system notification sounded in his mind. Drop. Reject Admiral Aokiji's invitation. Sign in progress plus 10%. The current total progress is 60%. Reward the domineering level of the armed color plus 1, and the current armed color level is LV5. Single quote. In an instant, Lin Mo felt that the strength in his body had increased a lot. The improvement of the armed color level will not be noticed by the people around, so Aokiji and Rayleigh don't know that he has become stronger again. Really interesting. Lin Mo couldn't help but chuckled. When I was in contact with Red Hair and Garp before, the other party invited several times before triggering the completion of the progress task. This Aokiji was lucky. He seemed to ask casually, and actually directly triggered the completion of the sign in progress. Sure enough, seeing is not necessarily believing. Oh, forget it. Aokiji is not like Garp who will stalk or even play tricks. Since the other party is unwilling, then forget it. Silently took another sip of wine, Qingzi continued, "I don't arrest you now, it doesn't mean I won't arrest you in the future. I promised Smoker that I would help Roger on the anniversary of his death. If you have any abnormal behavior, I will not hesitate to catch you." Rayleigh laughed and said, "Haha, I'm just here to pay tribute to Roger. After the tribute, I'll leave here. Don't worry, as long as it's not something that has to be done, I won't make any noise, ha ha ha." Quote. It's better to be like this. Qingzi finished his last sip of wine and prepared to leave. "Why don't you drink a few more bottles before leaving?" Rayleigh asked with a smile. Aokiji waved his hand and said, "No, I still have to call Garp back." Lin Mo understood why Qingzi came to this tavern on purpose. Looks like Garp did it. Even if the old fox is not here, he still wants to make trouble for him. After Aokiji left the tavern, he called Garp back. Over the phone, Garp asked anxiously, "How is it? Did that kid Lin Mo agree?" Qingzi scratched the back of his head and smiled. He refused. Garp said helplessly. "Really, it is still the case, forget it, let him do whatever he wants." Qingzi continued. "By the way, I saw Rayleigh when I went to the tavern to look for Lin Mo." "Huh, who are you talking about?" "Pluto Rayleigh. Why is that guy in Loguetown?" After a pause, Garp continued, "No, why is that guy with Lin Mo?" "I don't know, they seem to be drinking buddies." Aokiji scratched his head and continued, "Rayleigh said he would retire from being a pirate, and Lin Mo also made it clear that he would not join the navy or the pirate camp. In this case, there is nothing wrong with the two of them becoming drinking buddies." Garp, ahahaha, it seems to be the case, ha ha ha, then it's fine, as long as that kid Lin Mo doesn't become a pirate. "Hey, Luffy, you boy, stop for me, what do you want? Be a pirate, you and Ace can only be in the navy, there is no other choice." After Aokiji finally heard the sound of Luffy being punched several times with an iron fist by Garp, the phone was hung up. Putting the phone bug back into his pocket, Aokiji yawned, and lazily walked towards the naval station base in Loguetown. Inside the pub, after Aokiji leaves, the tavern owner breathed a sigh of relief. It seems that this navy named Aokiji is a very talkative person. He looks much better than Smog, and he actually knows Mr. Rayleigh. He should be at least a lieutenant-level navy, right? While drinking, Rayleigh said casually, "No, he's the Admiral of the Navy." The tavern owner was stunned for a moment, then exclaimed, "Huh? Admiral of the Navy headquarters? Just him?" Rayleigh smiled and said, "That's right, but you shouldn't be surprised that Aokiji is a general." The tavern owner asked puzzledly, "Is there anything more shocking than the Admiral of the Navy headquarters coming to Loguetown?" Rayleigh looked at Lin Mo, who was still drinking silently, and said with a smile, "Shouldn't it be more surprising that one of the most lazy generals in the Navy headquarters can personally invite Lin Mo to join the Navy? Rayleigh, this guy, will he die if he doesn't say a few words?" Lin Mo glanced at him speechlessly. The tavern owner was stunned for a moment, and then he said in amazement, "Yes. Why didn't I think of it? Lin Mo, who the hell are you? Why did the Admiral of the Navy come to invite you in person?" Why? Lin Mo also wanted to know why. Even though he had refused countless times, he still came to invite one after another with a stern face. Are all of them so thick-skinned? Fortunately, Aokiji was lazy, and gave up after being rejected once. He would be bored to death if he met a few more guys like Cap. Lin Mo didn't answer the tavern owner's question, and continued to drink in silence. Rayleigh couldn't help laughing and said, "Haha, your state of mind is indeed suitable for sword practice. Maybe you will become the youngest swordsman in the world." "Not interested," Lin Mo said speechlessly. Rayleigh continued, "Fame is not something you say you don't want, you can just say you are not interested. When your strength reaches a certain level, everyone will give you the strongest label. At that time, even if you don't want to be a swordsman, it's up to you too. Indeed, the so-called strongest is not something that can be counted by just talking about it. When your strength exceeds people's expectations and surpasses the so-called strongest person, everyone will naturally label you the strongest. This is not you. You can decide whether you want this label or not, but it is something that others directly attach to you after they recognize your strength." That's why Lin Mo was annoyed. He doesn't need the labels. I don't want to deal with people, let alone fight with people. He would rather be a little transparent, hide in the crowd and complete the sign in task silently, see the world's scenery, drink all the world's fine wines, that's enough. But he always meets some very troublesome guys. Lin Mo drank the last sip of the wine in the bottle, wiped the wine stains from the corner of his mouth, and said, "Whatever, the label or something, it doesn't matter, as long as it doesn't hinder me, anything is fine." "You are really open-minded." Rayleigh smiled, "Sure enough, you are different from everyone I meet. Many adults can't do this." "Lin Mo, are you really just a child?" Lin Mo glanced at him, smiled lightly and said, 10 years old, thank you." "Ha ha ha." Rayleigh laughed loudly, "What a 10-year-old, you are really interesting." The tavern keeper looked at the two in bewilderment. Rayleigh looked at him and said, "Boss, bring over a few more bottles of wine, I'm going to get drunk with Lin Mo tonight, ha ha ha." "Hey, okay." The tavern owner nodded, and immediately took down the bottles of wine from the wine cabinet one by one, and piled them on the bar in front of Lin Mo and Rayleigh. That night, Lin Mo and Rayleigh drank so much that they almost vomited, and it was still unclear who had the better drinking capacity. Since Lin Mo came to One Piece World, he almost got drunk for the first time. Under the leadership of the tavern owner, Lin Mo came to the guest room arranged for him by the owner. Just getting ready to fall asleep. In my mind, the system's notification sounded again. Didi, drinking wine with Pluto Rayleigh, sign in progress plus 10%, and the current total progress is 70%. Single quote. After being stunned for a while, Lin Mo couldn't help laughing dryly. He really didn't expect that the progress task could be triggered by drinking with Rayleigh. Although there is no reward, it is still earned. Without thinking about it, Lin Mo closed his eyes and fell asleep. Days after, Lin Mo went to the town for a while when he had nothing to do, and then slept in the perfect place for a nap that he had found before. Qingzi also stared at that place, and the two often slept together, one lying on the deck chair and the other standing just like that. For Raleigh, during the day, he would occasionally catch a few bounty offenders and let the tavern owner take them to the naval garrison base in exchange for bounties, and then continue to gamble with the bounties. The casino is fully up and running. In the evening, Lin Mo happily drank with Rayleigh in the tavern. As he said before, Smoker would go to Roger's tavern several times a day, and he really caught some famous pirates who came ashore secretly. As for Bartolomeo, he followed Lin Mo almost every day. I have to say that this guy's tracking skills are indeed better than Soren's. Even so, no matter how far that guy hides, he still can't hide from Lin Mo's 5th level knowledge. Until the day of Roger's death. Early in the morning, Rayleigh asked the tavern owner for 2 bottles of rum, and took Lin Mo out. Lin Mo didn't want to go and didn't need to go. But thinking that it might be able to trigger the sign-in task, he followed it out. The sky outside was gloomy, and it was still raining lightly. Rayleigh held a black umbrella and walked side by side with Lin Mo. Soon the two came to an alley on the edge of the central square. Due to the weather, there was very little traffic on the square. Although not a single navy was seen. Both Lin Mo and Rayleigh could feel that there were actually a large number of navies hiding in the surrounding buildings in ambush. Once a suspicious person approaches the execution platform where Roger is executed, he will be arrested. It seems that it is not easy to go to the execution platform. Looking at the execution platform only 200 meters away, Rayleigh sighed, "I didn't come when Roger was executed." "Do you want to know why?" Lin Mo remained silent. Actually, he wasn't very interested. Rayleigh glanced at him and said with a smile, "I guess you don't want to know, hee. If I was there at that time, even if he would blame me, I would definitely not be able to help but save that idiot." So, Lin Mo pointed to the 2 bottles of wine under Rayleigh's arms and asked, "What do you want to do with it?" Raleigh still hasn't answered. Suddenly, a huge explosion sounded from the direction of the main street. In an instant, there were screams in the square. Originally, the flow of people was very small, but now it is good, and everyone in the square has run away. "Oh, it's really unlucky," Rayleigh said with a half smile. "At first, I wanted to wait for more people to pass by. If I pass by now, I will directly become a living target for the Navy, ha ha ha." Lin Mo glanced at him speechlessly. "With your strength, are you still afraid of the most useless bullet in the pirate world?" Lin Mo turned his gaze to the main street where the explosion occurred and was now surrounded by billowing thick smoke. When the thick smoke dissipated, there was no one on the main street except for a big hole in the ground that entered the central square. It was as if the bomb appeared out of thin air and was detonated. In a building, biting his cigar, Smoker watched the situation on the main street with a telescope, and found that after the thick smoke cleared, no one showed up, and his brows could not help but frown. At this time, a sea soldier came to report, "There are 2 suspicious people at the southwest alley." Smoker immediately turned the binoculars to the direction that the Marine said. Sure enough, at the entrance of an alley, there were 2 people standing under a black umbrella, one big and one small. The tall man couldn't see clearly with the hood on, but Smoker could see the short man very clearly. "Lin Mo." Smoker frowned slightly, "What is he doing here? Also, the person next to him doesn't look like the owner of Roger's Tavern, who the hell? Early in the morning, Smoker arranged for hundreds of Marines to ambush in the buildings around the central square, waiting for the opportunity to wait for the pirates who came to pay homage to Roger. Although, in the eyes of many people, there is no need for those pirates who are not related by blood or even seen before to come here to commemorate Roger on the anniversary of his death. But Roger's death brought about the era of the great pirates. Especially the pirates who set off from the East China Sea, most of them look forward to and look up to Roger. Therefore, before they are about to challenge to enter the Great Route, many people will choose to come to Loguetown to see with their own eyes the place where the former One Piece grew up. Smoker stared at Lin Mo's direction with binoculars, trying to see who was standing with Lin Mo. Due to the weather, and the other party was holding an umbrella and wearing a hood. No matter how Smoke looked, he couldn't see the man's face clearly. At this time, Aokiji, who was lying on the floor behind him, said lazily, "It's Rayleigh." Smoker froze for a moment, looked back at Aokiji, frowned slightly and asked, "What did you just say?" Aokiji scratched his head and sat up cross-legged on the ground, and said with a blank expression, "The one with him should be Rayleigh, the king of the underworld." "What?" Smoker was shocked. "Rayleigh, the Hades. Are you telling the truth?" "Yeah," Aokiji nodded in response. Smoker's face changed drastically. "This is tricky. If the opponent is Rayleigh, the king of the underworld, even if you go with me, you may not be able to subdue him. Besides, there is Lin Mo helping him. Asshole, Lin, that guy Mo is really lying to me, and he said he can't be a pirate, but he and Rayleigh got together." "Ah, that, don't be too angry. Rayleigh said he would retire from being a pirate, and Lin Mo also said he would not join the pirates. They are just ordinary drinking buddies, and they won't make any big noises." Aokiji waved his hand, signaling Smoker not to be angry. Smoker stared at him speechlessly and asked, "How do you know they're just drinking buddies? Did you meet them before today?" "Probably." Aokiji scratched his head and continued, "I saw it at Roger's Tavern. That's what they said. It shouldn't be a big problem." "It's not a big problem, I think it's a big problem." Smoker said angrily, "Lin Mo can be drinking buddies with whoever he wants, but why did he have to be drinking buddies with Rayleigh? What is Rayleigh's identity? You don't know. I know. Do you believe them just based on their verbal words? You are the Admiral of the Navy headquarters, how can you believe what the pirates say so easily?" Qingzi said helplessly. "Ah, Smoker, you think too much. I don't think they are lying to me. If they are really making trouble here, I won't stand by and watch." "Well, sir, Smoker." A sailor who was observing the situation in the square by the window asked tremblingly, "What are we going to do now? Are we going to arrest those two people?" "Catch what? With you, can you catch Rayleigh the Hades?" Smoker said angrily. The Navy was too frightened to speak by Smoker. Smoker shifted his gaze back to where Lin Mo and Rayleigh were, observing their every move. "We seem to be being targeted," Rayleigh said with a relaxed face. Lin Mo responded casually, "Oh." Rayleigh smiled and said, "What should I do? I seem to be a little nervous." Lin Mo, "Ha ha ha." Rayleigh laughed, "It seems that it is better to make a quick decision. I am going to the execution platform. Do you want to go with me?" Lin Mo, "No." Rayleigh, "Okay, then you wait here for me." After speaking, Rayleigh handed the umbrella to Lin Mo. Holding the 2 bottles of rum, the glasses he was wearing reflected light slightly, and immediately rushed towards the execution platform. The speed was so fast that within 3 to 5 seconds, he appeared on the execution platform. Rayleigh sat directly on the execution platform without being too dirty at all, uncorked the 2 bottles of rum he was holding, poured 1 bottle slowly on the execution platform, and drank the other bottle by himself. "Stand up." He wanted to say a lot, but when he reached his mouth, he couldn't utter a single word. All the words are contained in the wine. Until my own bottle was finished, and Roger's bottle was also finished. Putting the 2 empty wine bottles beside him, Rayleigh lowered his head in silence, with a slightly trembling smile on his lips. The rain fell on his body and wet his skirt. A gust of wind blew away the hood that Rayleigh was wearing, and the shoulder-length silver-white curly hair was soaked by the rain and stuck to his face. Lin Mo stood at the entrance of the alley, holding an umbrella, and looked at Rayleigh, whose whole body was wet by rain, expressionlessly. Although the weather was gloomy, there was still a distance of more than 200 meters between the two. Even if the other party wears glasses, Lin Mo can still tell from his expression that this guy should be very sad. He didn't know if Rayleigh was crying or not. The rain hit Rayleigh's face just enough to cover up everything. Smoker has been paying attention to Rayleigh's movements. Seeing him sitting still on the execution platform, he couldn't help but narrow his eyes slightly. The sailor next to him asked cautiously, "Sir Smog, don't worry about the man on the execution platform." "Wait a minute," Smoker said, biting his cigar. Qingzi also came to the window, looked at the situation on the execution platform, and said, "Although it is very troublesome, and the success rate is very low, if you insist on catching Rayleigh, I can give it a try." "Let's see the situation first," Smoke said while observing the situation in the square. "I want to catch Rayleigh. I know the difference in strength. Besides, the explosion on the main street just now should have nothing to do with Rayleigh. Lin Mo, wait until the guy who made the explosion shows up." Just as Smoker had just finished speaking, underneath the main street where a big hole was blasted, a group of people wearing similar armor suddenly appeared, and they couldn't see their appearance at all. Everyone holds all kinds of strange weapons in their hands. In Lin Mo's memory, it seemed that he had never seen people in these costumes before. "Go!" I don't know who shouted. This group of heavily armed people immediately activated their weapons and began to attack the surrounding buildings wantonly. Smoker frowned slightly, and immediately ordered, "Catch all those messy guys." Yes. After receiving the order, the sea soldiers immediately took up their weapons, ready to fight with this group of unknown guys. Aokiji and Smoker saw that those unknown guys in the square suddenly changed their attack direction. Without saying a word, they immediately jumped from the window of the building where they were. Just landed. The group of unknown guys fell to the ground almost instantly. "Smoker." "Aokiji," Smoker said in shock, "what the hell is going on?" When the group of unknown guys appeared, Lin Mo originally didn't intend to make a move. After all, Smoker and Aokiji are here, and outsiders will not be allowed to carry out large-scale damage to Loguetown. But when the group of people launched an attack, a few guys actually stared at him. All kinds of weapons attacked him. Lin Mo dodged many times, and was really tired of dodging. He covered his arms with an armed backhand, and punched several overwhelmed guys flying away. Then, when the companions of these guys saw that they were being beaten away by a child, they all shifted their targets and rushed towards Lin Mo in a swarm. Originally, the bad weather affected his mood, so Lin Mo simply glared at them, and all the guys who rushed towards him couldn't bear the pressure of the domineering look, and fell down a lot on the spot. Rayleigh was on the execution platform, watching the battle not far away, and seeing Lin Mo being chased and beaten by those people, he had no intention of helping him at all. He doesn't know the details of Lin Mo's strength, but he knows that these people are not Lin Mo's opponents at all. The moment when Lin Mo showed his domineering look, there was a golden glow in Rayleigh's eyes. "Domineering." Rayleigh hooked his lips and smiled. "It seems that you are more powerful than I thought, Lin Mo." "Roger, this kid named Lin Mo may be able to change the era you changed well. If you are still alive, you will definitely look forward to it." As soon as Rayleigh finished speaking, he felt Smoker and Aokiji come down from the building behind him. Without saying a word, he got up, jumped off the execution platform, and came in front of the two people with the two empty wine bottles. Smoker narrowed his eyes slightly. "You did it." Rayleigh pointed to Lin Mo, who was not far away, and said with a smile, "He did it." Aokiji stroked his chin thoughtfully. "Do you look like a king?" "What?" Smoker couldn't believe it. "You mean, Lin Mo used the Overlord color to solve those guys?" "How is this possible? Overlord color is not something that anyone can have. Even if Lin Mo really has it Overlord color, how old is he? How could he be able to use Overlord color so proficiently?" "I'm also very surprised." Rayleigh smiled. "However, he did. If Roger is still alive, he will definitely be very interested in him." "Haha, the purpose of my coming here has been achieved. It's time to go. Goodbye everyone." After finishing speaking, Rayleigh laughed and walked back. Smoker clenched his weapon with 10 hands, looked at Rayleigh's back, and gritted his teeth. "I'm still too weak." He is very aware of the strength gap between himself and Rayleigh. Aokiji and Rayleigh are singled out, and the probability of Aokiji winning is less than 50.00%. And when he and Aokiji were singled out, there was not even a 1/3 chance of him winning. And so, even if the two teamed up, they would definitely lose if they fought against Rayleigh. Besides, there is the uncertain factor of Lin Mo here. Smoker was really not sure which side Lin Mo was facing. Once Lin Mo helped Rayleigh deal with them, the probability of him and Aokiji winning would be even lower. Hey, Smoker, you think too much. Although Smoker didn't say it clearly, Aokiji had already guessed what he was thinking. If Rayleigh wanted to make trouble, he would have done it long ago, why wait until now? There is also that little ghost named Lin Mo. When I slept with him these days, I occasionally communicated with him a few times. I can see that he really has no intention of joining any camp. Where is the possibility? When he came back to his senses, Smoker's face changed suddenly, and he said in shock, "What, you slept with him?" Qingzi was speechless. "What are you surprised about? It's just a nap together." Smoker coughed dryly. By this time, Smoker's men had run down from the various buildings where they were hiding. Have all these intruders been dealt with? Shang Xiao, what should we do with them? Smoker, lock them up first, and when they wake up, ask them where they came from. Yes, the sailors immediately ran towards the group of unconscious guys. Qingzi looked at the direction where Lin Mo and Rayleigh left, and asked, "So, did you just let them go?" Smoker coughed dryly. "Let them do whatever they want, and I will keep your business a secret for you." Aokiji looked confused. "What are you talking about?" Smoker said awkwardly, "Nothing. I'm going to leave." On the way to the port, Rayleigh said with a smile. Lin Mo gave a calm, He is quite depressed now. I thought it would trigger the sign in progress task. The result is nothing. Seeing that Lin Mo was absent-minded, Rayleigh continued, "What about you? When are you planning to leave Loguetown?" "Soon," Lin Mo said casually. "Then do you want to see me off?" Rayleigh asked with a smile. Lin Mo Zhang was about to refuse. Rayleigh continued, "Please give me a ride after drinking for so many days, you should be fine, right?" Lin Mo said speechlessly, "Okay." Rayleigh laughed and walked on. Soon, the two arrived at the port. Although the rain has not stopped, there are still many people in raincoats who are busy at the port. Rayleigh looked at the several ships parked in the port, and asked with a smile, "Guess which ship is mine?" "If you guess correctly, you will get a prize." Lin Mo glanced at him speechlessly. "Fairy, are you, Rayleigh, the kind of person who sails alone?" In Lin Mo's memory, Rayleigh was a ruthless person who swam alone from the Chambord Islands through the windless belt and directly to the daughter country. Such a person doesn't need a boat at all. Seeing that Lin Mo didn't speak, Rayleigh laughed and said, "Why, can't you guess it? You can try to guess a random ship." Lin Mo was too lazy to talk nonsense with him, so he casually pointed to the small wooden boat docked on the shore. Rayleigh laughed again. Ha, as expected of you, you guessed it right, yes, that ship is mine." Lin Mo. Rayleigh continued, "Since you guessed it right, I promise to do one thing for you. As long as it is within my power, no matter it is good or bad, I will help you." Lin Mo was speechless. How come the boat that I casually pointed to really became Rayleigh's? But even if it was true, he didn't need this reward from Rayleigh. "No need." Lin Mo refused. "I don't need your reward." "Don't rush to refuse." Rayleigh smiled. "Who knows what will happen in the future? Anyway, it's not that you owe others anything, this kind of favor is not for nothing, right?" Ha, that's it, it's decided. If you encounter any troubles in the future, come to Chambord Islands to find me at any time. That's it, I'm leaving. After finishing speaking, Rayleigh immediately jumped onto the small wooden boat, waved to Lin Mo who was standing on the shore, and then took the boat to the direction of the Great Route. Lin Mo stared at the shadow of the boat carrying Rayleigh away, without thinking much, when he turned around and prepared to go back to the tavern. Suddenly there was an exclamation from behind. "Ah, my boat was driven away. Who is so blind that he wants to steal even a small broken boat?" Really, Lin Mo couldn't help but chuckled. At this time, in my mind, the system's notification sound suddenly sounded. DD. Practice for Pluto Rayleigh. Sign in progress plus 10%, and the current total progress is 80%. Single quote. He was stunned for a while, but before Lin Mo could be surprised, the system's notification sounded again. DD. Appreciated by Little Smoker from the Navy, the sign in progress is plus 10%, the current total progress is 90%, the reward iron level is +1, and the current iron level is LV2. Single quote. Roger Township Naval Station Base. Smoker asked his men to lock up the group of unknown guys who tried to destroy Loguetown. After taking off the armor they were wearing, I was surprised to find that although the group of people were different in height, fat and thin, they all looked exactly the same. What's going on? Smoker asked in shock. Why do these guys all look alike? Aokiji stroked his chin and pondered. Human cloning, it reminds me of an organization in Beihai. Beihai. Smoker looked at Aokiji in surprise. This is the East China Sea, what are people from Beihai doing here? Aokiji shook his head and said, I don't know, but these are all small soldiers who are manipulated by others. The black hands behind them must still be in Loguetown. Smoker frowned. How dare you come to Loguetown to make trouble, Even if I dig 3 feet into the ground, I will catch that guy who is playing tricks behind his back. Port. Lin Mo was walking back in a good mood. I didn't expect to send Rayleigh off once, and it would trigger a progress task, and I would earn Rayleigh's favor in vain. It seems that today's luck is good. Although it is strange why Smoker is appreciated. Depending on the situation, maybe the last 10% of the progress can be completed today. When Lin Mo walked through the triangular archway standing in the port and entered the main street, he met a tall man with a golden mask on the upper half of his face and long golden curly hair. He was holding an umbrella and had 4 hairs. Children whose colors are red, blue, green and pink are walking towards the port. Isn't this Germa 66? How did they appear in Loguetown? Lin Mo looked at them strangely. Germa 66 is a powerful military organization in Beihai, a scientific combat force, led by the Vinsmoke family, and a representative of the Germa 66 kingdom. And what Lin Mo saw now, the man walking in front of the 4 children was none other than Vinsmoke Gage, the leader of the Germa 66 Vinsmoke family, and the 4 children with different hair colors behind him, they were all children born after his blood factor modification. The girl with pink hair is Vinsmoke Rayleigh. A red-haired boy named Vinsmoke Eager. A blue-haired boy named Vinsmoke Niche. A boy with green hair, Vinsmoke Yuji. These 4 children, in addition to being born through the transformation of blood factors, also have an identity, that is, Sanji's brother and sister. That's right, Sanji is also a child of the Vinsmoke family. But because of the failure of the transformation of the blood factor, he couldn't keep up with the training intensity of his brother and sister, and was often beaten up by his brother, so his father, Vinsmoke Gage, locked him up. Later, when Germa 66 went to the East China Sea to crusade against a certain country, Sanji escaped from prison with the help of his sister Reiju, but was discovered by his father, who exiled him. That's why Sanji met Zapu later, and after experiencing the experience of almost starving to death, he opened a sea restaurant with Zapu. However, Germa 66 should have come to Donghai a few years ago. Is it a coincidence or premeditated to appear in Loguetown at this time? Lin Mo didn't think much about it. Gage passed him with his 4 children. It's really useless, those failed products. Yang Ji grinned. Yiji said, haha, I was actually caught by the Navy, so I can see the loyalty of those experimental products. This batch of experimental subjects is equipped with a detonating device connected to the heart. If it really blows up, the naval station will be destroyed. No, more than half of this town will be destroyed. Ha ha ha. This town, it's really unlucky for those people to become the place where our Germa experimented with the experimental subjects, ha ha ha. Niji said with a smile. Reiju smiled and walked beside her without saying a word. Jaji chuckled and said, the program set by those experimental subjects is that once they are captured, they will detonate themselves. Even if a few Marines survive, and there is no evidence to prove that we did it, they will have nothing to do with us, ha ha ha. Gaji and the others walked forward arrogantly. Yiji suddenly noticed Lin Mo, and couldn't help snorting coldly. What are you looking at? Father, he seems to have heard what we said. Do you want to get rid of him? Niji asked with a smile. Jaji glanced at Lin Mo, and said with disdain, how big a storm can a kid create? Leave him alone, let's go. Gaji took Reiju and the others and left Loguetown directly. Lin Mo continued to walk forward without a word. Now he finally understands what happened to the sudden appearance of a group of guys with similar auras in the central square just now. Even if it was true, as Gage and the others said, those so-called experimental subjects woke up and found themselves captured, and then detonated themselves. With Aokiji and Smoker around, there shouldn't be much commotion. Lin Mo just finished thinking. Suddenly, there was a loud explosion from the direction of the naval station. But there was only one sound, and it stopped abruptly. If all the experimental subjects were detonated according to Jaji and the others, most of Loguetown would be destroyed. Then, the place where the explosion should have been a sea of flames now. From Lin Mo's side, nothing happened. It can be seen that the remaining explosions should have been controlled by Aokiji and Smoker. Naval Station. When the first clone woke up, he bit the detonator in his mouth and blew himself up. When all the clones detonated at the same time, Aokiji immediately launched the freezing moment, freezing the entire naval station and forming a huge ice protection layer, which controlled the subsequent serial explosions inside the station. Smoker was in a panic, looking at the naval station destroyed by the explosion. He was so angry, he blew himself up. Qingzi unsealed everything around him that had been frozen by him, looked at the wreckage and debris all over the floor, and regretfully said, "Now there is no evidence to prove the origin of these clones." Smoker looked at the surrounding Marines with varying degrees of injuries, and immediately said, "Aokiji, save people first." Lin Mo can roughly guess the situation of the naval station. Anyway, it's fine, it has nothing to do with him. Without much thought, Lin Mo walked into the alley leading to the tavern with ease. As they turned a corner, Bartolomeo came. "Lin Mo, it's not good. Do you still remember the demon knife that controlled me to chop you? After you knocked it to the ground that day, I left it alone. In the end, he was picked up by someone else. Now I picked it up. The guy with the knife is cutting people everywhere with a knife." Bartolomeo said anxiously, "I tried to stop it, but it didn't work." "Oh," Lin Mo responded indifferently, and continued to walk forward. Dazed, Bartolomeo immediately chased after him, walked in front of Lin Mo, faced him, walked backwards, and said as he walked, "Many people have been hacked by that guy, now only you can stop it. He's gone, come with me." "This guy." Lin Mo glanced at him speechlessly. Bartolomeo is a guy who is afraid of chaos. When did he become so warm-hearted? The third generation of Goosh was given to Lin Mo by Bartolomeo, the head of the coxcomb, from selling a knife to show his courteousness. From the beginning to the end, Lin Mo never said that he wanted this knife. It is the wishful thinking of the coxcomb head, and the consequences of throwing it away by itself in the end. Anyway, no matter what happens, Lin Mo shouldn't be paying for him. Therefore, no matter what Jiguantu said, Lin Mo had no intention of helping him. Seeing that Lin Mo still ignored him, Jiguan was in a hurry. "Don't ignore me, really, if you don't care, more people will be injured, maybe someone will die." "So what?" Lin Mo said blankly, "if you have anything to do, look for the Navy, not me." "Huh." Jiguantu stopped in his tracks dully, watching Lin Mo pass by him blankly. At this time, a man who held a knife, his eyes were bloodshot, and apparently lost his mind suddenly rushed out of a small alley in front of Lin Mo. When the person who came saw Lin Mo and Jiguantu, without saying a word, he raised his knife and slashed at Lin Mo who was closest to him. It was a middle-aged man who picked up 3 generations of ghosts. Lin Mo dodged away speechlessly. The middle-aged man slashed at nothing, immediately changed direction, and continued to slash towards Lin Mo. Lin Mo didn't dodge anymore, and faced the attack directly. He directly grabbed the wrist of the incoming man holding the knife, and said goodbye forcefully. But it is different from the previous situation where the coxcomb head was controlled. This time, the 3 generations of ghosts seemed to grow in this person's hand. No matter how hard he grasped this person's wrist, this person would not let go. Could it be that the longer one is controlled by this demon knife, the more unable to let go of this knife? He frowned slightly. Lin Mo wrapped the armed collar around his other hand, grabbed the sword blade of Sandai Goosh, and used brute force without hesitation to forcibly snatch the knife from the man's hand. Losing the control of the demon sword, the man passed out as soon as he rolled his eyes. Lin Mo held the 3rd generation ghost in his hand, looked at it casually, and was about to throw it away, when the system notification sounded again in his mind. "Didi, obtain the demon sword 3 generations of ghosts, sign in progress plus 10%. Single quote. Didi, the check-in task in Loguetown is completed. Congratulations to the host for unlocking shaving and paper painting, and rewarding the proficient fire escape dragon fire art. Single quote. Shaving is one of the 6 styles, which is a skill for high-speed movement by stepping on the ground dozens of times at high speed in an instant to generate explosive reaction force. Paper painting is a defensive technique in the 6 forms. It can release the strength of the whole body and control the body as easily as painting on paper. Now, the skills of the 6 styles are all unlocked. Although there is Shunpo's skill, Shaved's sense of presence has been weakened a lot. But when the 2 skills are superimposed, the power that can be erupted will be multiplied. He glanced at the 3 generations of ghosts in his hand. Lin Mo really didn't expect that the final progress would be on this demon knife. It seems that this knife will be with me for a while. Smiled. Lin Mo looked at Ji Guantu, who was still in a dull state, and asked, "Where is the scabbard of the 3rd generation Goosh?" Ji Guantu suddenly came back to his senses, and hurriedly said, "It's nearby, I'll get it right away." After speaking, Ji Guantu hurriedly ran to the alley next to him. Lin Mo opened the property panel. Name, Lin Mo. Age, 10 years old. Check-in location, Drum Island 0%. Physique, all attribute chakra. Domineering. Armed color LV5, Overlord color LV4, Knowledge color LV4. Skills. Fire escape dragon fire art proficient, swordsmanship LV6, Shunbu LV3, Yekai LV2, swordsmanship divine avoidance proficient, fairy ball LV1. Lu Shi. Ji Chang LV1 ideographic, Tai Kue LV2 ideographic, TLV1 ideographic, Yubu LV1 ideographic, Lan Zhao LV1 ideographic, Ji Wei LV1 ideographic, period. Weapon. Demon Blade Star Breaker, Lake Toya. System space. 100x 100x 100 cubic meters. Looking at the name of the next check-in location. The first thing Lin Mo thought of was the little reindeer Chopper who ate the fruit of everyone. Chopper is the ship's doctor on the future spaceship, a very cute, fluffy little guy who will be shy when praised. Based on the current time point, Chopper should be only about 5 years old, and he has not met Shirulik who taught him medical skills. Lin Mo was thinking. Ji Guantu came back with the sword scabbard of the 3rd generation of ghosts. Lin Mo closed the properties panel. Taking the scabbard handed over by Ji Guantu, he put the 3 generations of Onito into the sheath, and then directly hung Onito and Lake Toya on his waist. Ji Guantu was stunned, and quickly asked, "Are you planning to use this demon sword yourself?" Lin Mo gave a casual, then turned around and continued walking towards the tavern. Coxcomb paused in place, looking at Lin Mo's back, just like before. The more excited he looked, "Ah. I really misunderstood you. In order to prevent others from being controlled by this demon sword, you actually sacrificed your life to accept this knife by yourself. Lin Mo, you are indeed a guy who is cold on the outside and hot on the inside. You are indeed the one I like. Go back to the tavern." Seeing that Rayleigh didn't come back together, the tavern owner asked strangely, "Where's Mr. Rayleigh? Are you going to gamble again?" Lin Mo said lightly, "He's gone." "Ah." The tavern owner's hand wiping the glass couldn't help but pause. Why did he leave without saying anything? "Hey, really, I thought he would leave after today is over." Lin Mo looked at him lightly, and said, "I'm leaving too." The tavern owner couldn't help but froze. Lin Mo continued, "Give me all the wine in the warehouse." "Ah," the tavern owner exclaimed, "there are thousands of bottles of wine in the warehouse. Did you take them all by yourself?" Lin Mo nodded. After hesitating for a while, the tavern owner nodded without thinking, "Okay, since you want it, take it. Do you need my help?" Lin Mo shook his head. Tavern owner, "Then when are you going to leave?" "It depends." "Okay, before you go, let me treat you to a meal." Lin Mo nodded. The tavern owner put down the cup in his hand and walked out from the bar. "Then you wait for me at the tavern, and I'll go out and buy some appetizers." Lin Mo nodded again. After watching the tavern owner go out, he walked into the warehouse where the drinks were stored behind the wine cabinet, and directly put all the drinks inside into the system space. After coming out, he also swept up all the wine on the wine cabinet, and then left the tavern directly. Lin Mo could understand Layleigh's intention to leave without saying a word. Some partings should not be procrastinated. He also intends to do so. So, after taking away all the wine in the tavern, he bought a new small wooden boat at the port and sailed directly to the next destination. Barati's procurement ship was also destroyed by the previous explosion in the port. Coxcomb head Bartolomeo has been following Lin Mo. Seeing Lin Mo sailing away, he was anxious, hurried to the port, and shouted at Lin Mo, "Lin Mo, are you leaving just like that? I still have a lot to say to you, don't go, just come back no." Lin Mo didn't look back, but raised his hand and waved. Coxcomb is sad. One of his younger brothers ran over with a wooden box in his arms. "Boss, I found a good thing, it's a devil fruit." Roger's Tavern. When the tavern owner came back, Lin Mo had already left. Looking at the empty wine cabinet that was swept away, the tavern owner was stunned, and the bag of food in his hand slipped to the ground. "No way, that kid is gone too." The tavern owner hurried to the warehouse behind the wine cabinet and opened the door. As expected, all the wine in the warehouse disappeared. Looking at the 100 million Baileys left by Lin Mo in the warehouse, the tavern owner's mood at the moment was mixed. The sea area of One Piece world is composed of the Great Sea Route and the 4 sea areas divided by the Red Earth continent. The Great Sea Route is a ring-shaped sea area vertically intersecting the Red Earth continent. It is the most magical and dangerous sea route in the world. And Lin Mo's next check-in location, Magnetic Drum Island, is on the Great Route. People from all over the world, if they want to enter the Great Route, they can only enter through the Windless Belt except through the Reversing Mountain. Inverted Mountain, also known as Levi's Mountain, has 5 waterways on the mountain, which are X-shaped, with 4 inflows and 1 outflow. Among them, the water flow of 4 waterways goes straight up to the top of the mountain. These 4 waterways are respectively connected to 4 different sea areas of the East China Sea, South China Sea, West Sea and North Sea, and finally flows into the Great Sea Route through a turning waterway. Because the water flow of the inverted mountain is extremely fast, many ships will be crashed before they pass through the waterway. Fly off the top of the mountain, then crash and be destroyed. In short, it is quite dangerous to walk the waterway of Reversing Mountain. It is impossible for the boat that Lin Mo was on to pass through the reverse mountain safely. Then, he can only enter the Great Route by crossing the Windless Belt. The calm zone is a piece of sea area that is neither wind nor current, and is completely calm. Sailboats lose power and become trapped once they enter the quiescent zone, and the quiescent zone is also home to a large number of super-large sea kings. Therefore, when Lin Mo left Loguetown, he specially purchased a small wooden boat without sails that could be rowed reliably with sculls. Follow the directions indicated by the system navigation. Lin Mo sailed in the East China Sea for 3 days before entering the windless zone. As soon as he entered, 2 large sea kings tried to attack him. In order not to waste time, Lin Mo stared at them directly, and with his domineering look, he instantly dissuaded all the sea kings who tried to attack him. After sailing in the calm zone for nearly 5 days, he entered the Great Route. It was still sunny at the beginning, and in the blink of an eye, a large cloud of dark clouds floated in the sky, lightning flashed and thundered instantly, and heavy rain fell. The weather on the Great Route is like this, and it cannot be judged by common sense at all. Moreover, the sea current is very chaotic. Obviously, it is sailing straight ahead, and you can always deviate from the channel without your noticing. Even with systematic navigation guidance, as long as Lin Mo is not paying attention, he will go off course. After sailing round and round on the Great Route for nearly a month, finally, when Lin Mo was about to run out of wine, he saw a winter island with several peaks like a magnetic drum. The closer you are, the lower the surrounding temperature will be. Lin Mo immediately took out the winter clothes he had prepared long ago from the system space and changed into them. The small wooden boat slowly approached Magnetic Drum Island with the current. At the same time, in Magnetic Drum Island, there are many large and small ships sailing out quickly. When passing by several of the ships, Lin Mo could clearly see that many people on board were weeping unwillingly. Most of them were wearing the white protective clothing specially designed for doctors. In Lin Mo's impression, at this point in time, Magnetic Drum Island should still be a well-known medical power. Later, because of the tyranny of the ruler Valpo, all the doctors on the island were hunted and exiled, leaving only 20 doctors for their own use. Then, the once great medical country slowly declined. Look at the current situation. It seems that he just happened to catch up with the extraordinary period when Walpo began to exile and hunt the island's doctors. Look, There's a baby there. How can there be a child sailing alone on the great route? Did he encounter shipwreck? Son, the Drum Kingdom is hopeless. Don't go, get on our boat, and leave with us. On the deck of a large ship closest to Lin Mo, there were many people who had escaped from Magnetic Drum Island. They all looked at Lin Mo worriedly. Lin Mo shook his head calmly and said, "No, thank you." After speaking, he controlled the small wooden boat and continued to drive forward. No matter how many voices of dissuasion came from behind him, Lin Mo turned a deaf ear to them and ignored them. Soon, his boat stopped on the shore of Magnetic Drum Island. When he jumped from the boat to the snow-covered shore of Magnetic Drum Island. In my mind, the system's notification sounded. Dee, congratulations to the host for successfully arriving at the check-in location Drum Island. The check-in progress is plus 10%, the current total progress is 10%, and the entry-level Palm Immortal technique will be rewarded. Single quote. In an instant, information about Palm Immortal technique appeared in Lin Mo's mind. This is a kind of medical ninjutsu in Naruto. Chakra, which can be reliably released regardless of internal or external injuries, achieves amazing recovery speed. This kind of ninjutsu can heal people even 1 meter away without getting close. All in all, it's a great skill. Wrapped tightly in the cotton coat, Lin Mo stopped thinking about it and continued walking forward. Along the way, many people came rushing head-on with heavy luggage on their backs. Lin Mo didn't even need to ask for directions. After walking for nearly half an hour in the direction of the crowds, he came to a small town full of one-story brick houses. At this moment, the situation of the residents in the small town is very bad, and everyone is in a panic. Lin Mo originally wanted to find a tavern and have a good drink first. In the end, after a lot of time, a tavern I found with great difficulty actually went out of business. Even the only 2 hotels in the town are closed and not open to the public. Standing on the messy town road, blowing the cool wind with snow. Even wrapped in a thick coat, I can't bear to stay outside for a long time. Not to mention Lin Mo, who had never been to such a cold place. At this time, the Drum Kingdom guards, a group of people wearing uniform black cotton clothes and holding shotguns, rushed into the town quickly. Each of them held a stack of lists with the photos and names of all the doctors on Magnetic Drum Island in their hands, and they began to look for targets among the panicked crowd. Whenever they find a doctor, they will be arrested immediately, and if they don't cooperate, they will even be shot to death. This is the hunting doctor policy issued by Walpo, the current successor to the throne of the Drum Kingdom. Soon, there was a lot of gunshots in the town. One of the guards rushed towards Lin Mo after a target. The person being chased ran past Lin Mo with fear on his face. Seeing that Lin Mo was blocking the way, the guard said in a harsh tone, "Little brat, get out of the way." Lin Mo didn't move at all, and turned his head to look indifferently at the person who was getting closer to him. With no wine to drink and no warm hotel to stay in, Lin Mo is not in a good mood now. "Hey, I told you to get out of the way. Can't understand people's words." The guards didn't slow down at all, and pushed towards Lin Mo unceremoniously. Lin Mo turned sideways and did not let him touch it. Just when the man ran past him in surprise, Lin Mo raised his hand and hit him hard on the back, knocking him face down to the ground. The guard who was knocked down by Lin Mo ate a big mouthful of ice scum. Seeing that he was knocked down by a child, his companions around him not only did not come to help, but even laughed at him. "Hey, Will, can you do it? You can't even beat a child, Bai has grown so big, ha ha ha. It's really useless, it's too embarrassing for our guards, don't say I know you when you go out in the future. Ha ha ha, I can kill 10 of that kind of brat with just 1 finger. You, an adult, can be beaten like this by a brat. It makes me laugh to death." Will, who was knocked to the ground by Lin Mo, clenched his fists angrily, got up from the snow with his face flushed, glared at Lin Mo with a calm expression, gritted his teeth, and said, "It's all you. You made me so ashamed, brat, you are finished. I want you to die." After speaking, Will immediately picked up the gun, pointed the gun at Lin Mo without hesitation, and shot immediately without saying a word. The bullet flew towards Lin Mo quickly. Lin Mo raised his hand and grabbed it, easily grasping the bullet in the palm of his hand, then using his armed force, crushed it, and threw it on the ground casually. Will, who was originally very fierce, faltered for a moment, and the expression on his face was immediately shrouded in disbelief and fear. Even the group who laughed at him before were all stunned. That's not right, you're lying. That kid, did you just grab the bullet with your bare hands and crush it? Impossible. My eyesight must have been wrong. Yes, it must be too cold, I have hallucinations. However, when everyone rubbed their eyes, they looked at Lin Mo again. The crushed bullet slag in the snow was so dazzling that they involuntarily took 2 steps back. Lin Mo walked towards Will silently. Will's legs went limp in fright, and he fell to the ground. Lin Mo, who looked thin in front of him, was like a demonic existence to him, making him unable to move and unable to escape. Come to Will. Lin Mo stared at him expressionlessly, and asked, how to get to the next town. In Lin Mo's impression, there should be more than one town near the port on Magnetic Drum Island, there should be several towns. Will froze for a moment, and asked in a trembling tone, are you talking about Loguetown? Lin Mo let out a casual, Will tremblingly pointed his finger in the direction of Loguetown. Lin Mo walked around him expressionlessly and walked in the direction he pointed. Haven't gone very far. Several other guards who didn't see Lin Mo crushing the bullet rushed over. Seeing Will and the others staring blankly at the back of a child leaving. One of the guards said angrily, Hey, what are you doing? Have you forgotten our mission here? No, it's not. Will pointed at Lin Mo, looked at the guard who was talking, and said with a very bad expression, that kid is a monster. Monster. The guard was stunned for a moment, and then laughed loudly, I think you are stupid, no matter how you look at it, that kid is just an ordinary kid, how can he look like a monster? It is true. That's right, he crushed the bullet with his bare hands. The guards around Will immediately pointed to the almost dregs of bullets that had been buried by the snow. A few guards who came later took a look, but they didn't realize that the inconspicuous debris in the snow was a bullet, and they all laughed. Are you kidding me? The scraps are bullets. Even if you don't want to work, can't you find some plausible reasons? Ha 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 ha. It's true, those pieces are bullets, really bullets. Will said tremblingly. Later, the guards who came were annoyed, so they picked up their guns and pointed them at the back of Lin Mo's head. It's really useless, I can be scared like this by a child, I want to see if this kid is as good as you said sharp. After finishing speaking, I only heard the sound of gunfire again. A bullet flew towards the back of Lin Mo's head at high speed. Just as he was about to hit Lin Mo tilted his head slightly. The bullet grazed his hair and pierced a pine tree in front of him. The shooter was stunned, thinking that it was Lin Mo's luck that he missed him, so he picked up the gun and fired 2 more shots. 2 bullets flew towards Lin Mo at the same time. Lin Mo shook his body casually, dodging the 2 bullets. It's impossible, the shooter said in disbelief. Everyone shoots together, I don't believe that kid can escape our hail of bullets. Then, except for Will and the people who saw Lin Mo crushing the bullet before, they didn't move. All the other guards picked up their guns and started to shoot Lin Mo cracklingly. Countless bullets flew towards Lin Mo densely. Lin Mo stopped silently, turned around, and faced the rain of bullets rushing towards him. He immediately had a thought, mobilized his energy, and condensed a radiant golden ball cover to cover himself. Lin Mo hasn't used the skill of fairy ball since he got it, so he can take this opportunity to try it out. All the bullets that hit the fairy ball fell to the ground powerlessly, as if all the attack power had been sucked away. After the last bullet landed, Lin Mo released the fairy ball, and then looked indifferently at the group of guards not far away whose expressions suddenly changed, and their mouths were so shocked that they couldn't close their mouths. He directly acted like a king, telling these uninformed guys to shut up immediately land. Afterwards, Lin Mo turned around and continued walking towards Loguetown. After he walked away, the townspeople who were hiding behind the houses emerged in shock and fear. Lin Mo walked in the snow for more than half an hour, and finally saw Loguetown. It's just that Loguetown is not much better than the town he came from. The townspeople here have been thoroughly searched by the kingdom's guards, and those who stay are cleaning up the mess. Everyone has an expression of resentment and despair on their faces. Lin Mo walked into the town expressionlessly. When passing by an ordinary house, a man rushed out of the house with a girl in his arms full of tears, and shouted sadly, "Doctor, is there any doctor still hiding? I beg you, help me. My children, please." However, What the man answered was lamentations. The man kneels in the snow holding his child in despair. Is there a tavern in this town? At this moment, Lin Mo came to the man, stared at him expressionlessly and asked. The man looked up at him with tears on his face. He wanted to scold him, but after thinking about it, he still sobbed and said, "There are no pubs here, only the towns near the port have them." The man did not accuse Lin Mo. Instead, the surrounding townspeople shouted out of anger. "What's the matter with this child? Didn't you see that he was sad? He asked such a question." "That's right, where did the child come from so blind? It's really uneducated." Lin Mo ignored the surrounding voices, but pointed to 2 bottles of wine placed on a shelf in the man's house, and asked, "Can you give me the wine in your room?" The man clenched his teeth and said sadly, "What's the matter with you, kid? Huh, forget it, whatever you want, take it away if you want." Lin Mo nodded lightly. Amid the accusations from the surrounding townspeople, he walked into the man's house and took the 2 bottles of wine away. Then he came out of the room, came to the man, took out a hand, and placed it half a meter above the girl's forehead. A bright green light diffused from Lin Mo's palm, and slowly melted into the girl's body. The man looked at Lin Mo's strange behavior in shock, and just wanted to scold him and ask him what he was doing. The girl in his arms suddenly moved. The man immediately lowered his head to look, and the girl's red face due to the high fever gradually returned to its original color. Stunned, the man reached out to touch the girl's forehead, and then said in shock, "Ah. The fever is gone." After Lin Mo healed the girl with the palm immortal technique, he took the 2 bottles of wine from the man's room and left calmly. The man hugged his daughter excitedly, turned his head to look at Lin Mo who hadn't gone far, tears filled his eyes. Thank you so much, benefactor, what's your name? I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more."